Hello and welcome to Dead Reckoning, a High Rollers mini-series here on the Dungeons & Dragons Twitch. I am your Dungeon Master Mark Sherlock Humes, and joining with my Twitter handle, still wrong, Chris Trott!
What do you want me to do?
Fix it!
Nope.
You fixed all the character stats?
Actually, we haven't updated.
Okay, fair enough. So, welcome.
Life's busy.
Life is busy. Welcome. I am joined by Chris Trott of the Hat Films, my good friend, my lovely companion.
Fucking grilled. Haven't started yet.
Kate Morrison.
Hello.
Tom Hazel.
Hello.
And Kim Richards.
Hi.
And we are playing our anti-hero Dungeons & Dragons campaign. A sort of custom prequel to Tomb of Annihilation that's completely not official. Please don't think it's canon or anything like that. It's my own madness. And yeah, this is all on the Dungeons & Dragons Twitch, where there is 5 days, or 7 days almost now. I think they have stuff at the weekends now as well. Of Dungeons & Dragons content here on Twitch.
So everyone can use it.
Sharing is caring. Just because your characters are villains, don't mean you need to be.
I don't know, that's pretty much our
Yeah,
relationship.
I love everything.
You were literally shouting at each other 2 seconds before this started.
So,
I only told him to kill himself. Jeez.
if you are unfamiliar with Dead Reckoning, go back and check out the rest of the series. You can find it all on the Dungeons & Dragons YouTube channel or here on Twitch in their VODs. It is a anti-hero campaign, so these are not your traditional heroes. And we'll do a quick rundown of everybody's characters, just because gives the good people a bit of a refresher.
This is episode 9.
10.
10.
Including
10,
the
11,
character
12,
creation.
10, episode 10.
Including the character creation, this is episode 10.
As you may have guessed, this is pre-recorded, but it is unedited. We will be in chat conversing along with you. And I think that is it. Let's do a quick recap of characters. Really quick, like one sentence, that's it. Go, Chris Trott.
Terra Newgard, tall henchman with a sword that screams.
Great.
Malice, half drow, Way of the Long Death monk.
There you go.
Tolshank, Orborn, Mastermind, Deep Gnome Smurf Neblin.
Snurf.
I am worthless.
Find character!
Yes!
You got it in.
It's my favourite part of the series.
She might actually kill him. We might not make episode 1.
My character is called Worthless. She's a blood hunter, fallen Arsamar. Crazy.
Those are the characters.
Great.
To give you a recap of the story so far, these characters, these infamous motley crew, a little bit infamous,
Not quite. Not there
motley
yet.
crew were hired by the Harpers, an agent called Halloway, who basically blackmailed them with lures of helping them with their own problems, but also potentially hindering them with their allies, to go to Thay, Kingdom of the Red Wizards, evil wizards, a land full of slavery and evil and bad stuff, to research into something called a death curse, which is affecting all of the characters here present today. This death curse is slowly eating away. If you're familiar with Tomb of Annihilation, it is the one and the same. And they've been sent to determine if the Red Wizards may or may not be the cause. Our party have travelled all the way to the city of Byzantur, a port city in Thay, where they have spent most of their time trying to ingrain themselves with one of the many factions that operate within the city. You have the nobles, the autarchs, led by the Tharkiones, who's kind of like the regent of the city, the Red Wizards, who are the evil magic users of the town, but they've also found a third faction, which is a woman called Valex, who is a priestess of Orcus, who has decided to help the party. And the last thing that you guys were doing was there was a lot of kind of plots about an attempted assassination on a noble you were protecting. There was a lot of sort of like, who can we trust? And then this Valex, this worshipper of Orcus, pointed you in the direction of a Red Wizard enclave, where they'd been training young Red Wizards, and it had suspiciously fallen very silent. And so they thought that there may be something afoot, and pointed you in that direction. To help you get out of the city, because you became very astutely aware that you had been speaking to a lot of people and that you are very identifiable as a group, that you may be being watched. So you asked Valex to see if she could find some help for you, and help she found by summoning a succubus called Lilith, who has helped you kind of get around the town and obtain things for you in disguise, but had the payment agreement that after 3 days of her assistance, Taryn would provide her with a child. Her own child, as in, do things.
Do the nasty.
Do it. Sure, thanks, Kim. I can always rely on Kim to say the things that I don't want to. And so
terrible.
made an agreement with Taryn for such a matter. But on the road, Lilith has also been speaking with Worthless about her backstory and certain elements of that. And you guys had arrived at the keep. Are you right there?
Sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm so
Did you actually do
She
that?
actually did that.
I'm
She's
so
high,
sorry,
She's like
Wizards of the
high on
Coast.
alga soil. And then it's setting Tom off.
It's because
I'm surrounded by the oil as well. So
I had a migraine all day yesterday, and I was desperately trying to get rid of it. And I'm in that kind of high of, you know, when you like you've had an illness and you're over it, and you're like, oh my god, life is amazing. Like I'm in that kind of weird place now.
I'm glad that you're in a happy place. I'm so sorry, Wizards of the Coast. Please invite us to do more with you. If you need to.
I don't have to be there.
No, I was going to say, we can like censor Kim. We can like put her put her in a straitjacket or something so she can't make rude gestures.
She makes me worse than I actually am.
Oh really?
Anyway, to get to the game, you guys had arrived at this Red Wizard Enclave, and you had discovered that there was no traditional way in. There was a vertical shaft that went up about 100 feet or so. Halfway up which there was a glyph of warding, which Malice discovered.
Yeah, I don't have many hit points.
And once you made your way up to the top of the keep, you look down and you can see there are several rooms, kind of little kind of barracks and sections of it, a large main hall off in one corner, and that you did spot two skeletal minotaurs being led by a wight were patrolling the grounds, but hadn't spotted you guys yet. Now, the audience won't be able to see this, but I do have a map here. Ignore the rooms and the exact layouts, it's going to change, but this is for your benefit. This is pretty much the inside of the keep, what you can see. So it is 4 towers joined by walls, not very large. It looks very defensible. It has kind of high battlements, crossbow points, and it also partially goes into the sea, where there is a small kind of sea wall and a large gate for ships to enter as well. It's built on a small hillside, and yeah, it looks, moderately sized. You could maybe fit like 20, 30 people in here comfortably, maybe more, but yeah, that's what you can see looking down from the battlements. Lilith herself resumes her kind of more natural form, slightly kind of dark tan skin, long sort of dark hair, red eyes, her wings retract into her back. She's wearing sort of the purple robes of a noble Thayan, and she just stands aloof to the side, kind of looking around, disinterested, as the rest of you look down on the Enclave itself. Ulrich, the slave that Taryn bought, is with you, just kind of lumbering behind.
Yeah, damn right he is.
Yep.
Waiting for orders, I hope. Okay.
So we're, I guess,
We're on the battlements.
Okay.
Which
Just
I will
looking
use
at-
this shiny D4 to indicate that you are about there.
Okay.
Again, audience can't see, but you are basically on the central wall overlooking into the main courtyard of the
tower
keep.
to our right, a tower to our left.
Yeah, and on the left
Looking
is
out.
the main large-looking hall. It looks, you can see that it is larger than the other towers.
And
And we
there
did,
was a patrol that we watched walk.
Yes,
Yeah.
down towards the...
And Worthless is tracking them because she used
Yeah.
Hunter's Bane.
so you know exactly
Okay.
where they are. You
And-
kind of got like a little Metal Gear style radar, like beep, 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 beep. So you can see their vision
their
cone.
lightness.
Yeah, vision cone. Yeah, absolutely.
It says if you're tracking one of these creatures, you cannot be surprised.
There you go. By them, I'm assuming.
What if we drop a spoon down your back?
Well, I'll be surprised by that because I'm not tracking you.
I'm pregnant.
That's not a surprise.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see.
Can't be surprised.
Olshank says. I
Right.
wasn't aware. Lilith is just like, I wasn't aware that was possible.
Well, stranger things have happened.
Have they? I'd be quite interested to hear.
I'm talking to you.
Oh, okay.
So straight away, that's a stranger thing. Anyway.
So the bigger keep is to the left of us then?
Yes.
And we
But you
did
can see there are
sense-
smaller buildings as well.
But we did sense necrotic energy from underground.
Taryn, I believe, used your divine sense, didn't you?
Yes.
And that was when you were at the very entrance on the ground level,
Yes.
and you could sense that there was a heavy necrotic energy beneath the ground, yes. And you can see that there are 2 other smaller buildings, and then the towers themselves that they could house rooms as well. The towers are large enough.
So, we could skirt left along this wall into the main facility, Or we could scope out the other towers first, get our bearings, and understand what the other building's purposes are.
So does the tower to the left of us now, I guess, does that look more,
Like it's
I guess,
got
like
more-
grandiose or anything like that? Like
It's not
big
necessarily
windows?
grandiose, it just looks larger. It looks more like you can see sort of on the inside walls there are windows. It looks more like a larger living space, almost like, kind of have like the central keep in a castle.
Okay.
Rather than being in the middle of the walls, this is just attached to the walls at this point. You can see it has a larger rooftop. There is a single ballista at the very top of the tower itself, facing outwards on the way that you came in.
Okay.
What we ultimately need to agree on is what do we want from our infiltration here? What do we
We
want
need
to
to
gain?
find out what they're doing.
Yes. And
We
so
don't necessarily need to do anything else. All we need to do is find information. So there's no sense in putting ourselves in danger when we're not getting paid any extra for that, or we're not going to live any longer for it.
I agree with that. And my instinct is to scout the smaller locations first, because I feel like the large location on our left is going to be where most people are.
Yeah.
Well, if that's where most people are, I'd wager that's where we get the most information, just looking at it.
True, but there could also be vaults of information elsewhere. That could be the main training area, but research and notes could be somewhere else. About this curse, about something.
Well,
What
if
things
we're in
are up
that
to.
building, there's no chance that that thing up there, and I'm pointing at the ballista, is going to be able to turn on us. If we're elsewhere, then that thing can fire us.
I forgot about that thing.
There's nobody up there. It's just
Okay.
a ballista. You can't see any, apart from the two Minotaur skeletons and the white. You've actually not seen anybody else,
Oh.
and it is eerily quiet.
The fact that it's worryingly quiet suggests to me that there is a lot of people on the inside.
Yes.
Could I, with my Hunter's Bane, would I be able to track something that's maybe underground?
Once you
no-
put Hunter's Bane on it, it's
Only if it goes underground.
you are tracking that. Is it Hunter's Mark? Because Hunter's Bane is you're good at tracking them. Yeah, I was going to say, do you want to have a read of it and then let me know?
Actual wording is, you have survived the imbibing of the Hunter's Bane, a poisonous alchemical concoction that alters your life's blood. You have advantage on wisdom/survival checks to track fae, fiends, and undead, as well as intelligence checks to recall information about them.
Okay, so that isn't that you have some sort of magical ability to track them. You are just good at tracking them. So when you came in, you were able to look at sort of the patrols they were making, and you've made your best guess at where they're going. And if you wanted to recall information about them, like how best to kill them,
Which I did,
yeah. So with whites, they don't like sunlight. But the Minotaurs are just, they're just animated bones, basically. They'll fight, but they're not, they can't come up with clever tactics. But yeah, it's not like you have the magical ability to track. It's not like a divine sense where you can just detect presences. It's just that, like, you could easily follow, like, if there was a werewolf or rather like an undead, like a vampire, you could be like, they went this way, they went that way, etc.
The only guards I've seen have been the undead. Now, do we know that if they react to us on their own, or if they need to be, or if we need to be seen by necromancers for them to come after us?
I think
I mean, they're brain dead, if not brainless.
I'm
They
sure
are
they are.
used a lot in the city. I imagine that they can probably.
Well, normally
alert.
they're being followed by the necromancers themselves.
From seeing them in the city, would we gather that these undead, when they're guarding,
They're
have sort of a
autonomous.
mind of their own to keep an eye out for things?
remember they were very
Certainly,
red.
so it depends on the type of undead. What the three of you know, unless you want to make me religion checks, is limited, because it's based on mainly things that you've overheard. Worthless will
Nope.
know a bit more automatically because of your nature and your training and things like that.
Natural 20.
Okay, so the natural 20 and worthless, you share the same information because you know a lot about undead. So zombies, which is more what you saw in the town, like reanimated corpses, are generally simple-minded. They can be given orders, like, attack anybody that comes in this room. If anybody approaches me, attack them. They can be given orders like that. Skeletons can be a little bit more self-animated. They can generally know how to defend themselves if they're attacked. Zombies, if not properly told, might just let you hit them until they die because they're so brainless. Skeletons generally have a bit more of a malicious intent. The other thing that the two of you noticed is that there was a wight with them. Wights, like tombs, are intelligent undead. They can think for themselves, and they can likely give orders to whatever's following them as well. The sun is going down, and it's kind of casting the whole area in a crimson glow.
Oh.
This is why we do not see many undead out here right now.
Because it's not dark yet.
Let's get a move on.
Looking at the other towers, is there any like small? Because if the only entrance to this was this vertical shaft,
Yes.
is it that the rest of this keep has been sort of designed in such a way that it's almost difficult to reach places, or is it just a keep that has been? The entrance has been changed.
The entrance has been changed. There is certainly elements. Some of the towers don't look like they have doors on the walkway level. The doors are up like 20 feet. The buildings look like they all have entrances at ground level, and you can see that there is, from your high vantage point, you can see that there is a entrance by the water where a boat could come in, and then people on foot could also enter. You're a criminal guy, you know your way around buildings and things like that. You suspect that, what little you know that red wizards operate here. Wizards can cast magic, so perhaps they're the main ones who have to access it via like these platforms. But it's likely that non-mages may have to visit from time to time, so there will have to be ways for them to get around.
Yeah, there's also the patrols of undead who can't fly.
Exactly.
Looking right is the doorway into this tower from the walkway 20 feet up.
The one on your right, yes. There is, however, a little bit of pathway that goes around and then allows you to carry on the walkway to the other tower where there is a doorway on your level. And then there is also stairways leading down towards the smaller subset of buildings in the very middle of the keep.
Right.
We did get
Watching the patrol, where do they go?
So, by the time you guys have finished having this discussion, the patrol has pretty much made their way down to the coast and now makes their way back up. Then they move around to the side of the main entrance hall, and then they begin sort of like moving around the buildings there. It seems to be that they are just looping patrol of this courtyard area.
Yeah.
We do have a...
And as they're not expecting to look up, I'm not going to have you guys make stealth checks. They're kind of... The wight is kind of looking around and the Minotaur skeletons are just lumbering behind him.
We have a Dispel Magic, a Levitate, and a Gaseous Form Scroll.
Levitate. Does that let us go up, or does that just let
No,
us...
that just lets you kind of hover.
Up and down.
You can go up and down with levitate, yeah.
But that's one person.
Yes, only affects one person, but you can basically go up and down, but you have no forward and back momentum.
The places where the doors are higher, I assume, are places of value. So
Do all of the... Is there... On the bat one that we're on just now, is there... Do either side of them have a door
that's
on
what
the
I just-
walkway?
yeah.
He just does. So the one to your right has one up high. The large building doesn't actually have a entrance on the second floor, but there is a walkway which goes around to the third tower which overlooks the water, and that does have a doorway. And it also has stairways leading down to the smaller buildings.
Is that like this one?
Yes, yeah. So
I vote to go to that tower. All in favour.
how democratic of you.
To the right, or past the main...
To the right.
We skirt round and we go into the doorway that is accessible by me.
Well, I'd say that the easily accessible places where ordinary people can go is not where the Red Wizards are going to keep their
Alright,
secrets.
I'll throw you at that door.
You're going to toss me?
Yes. And you can make your way in.
Sounds
How
wonderful.
high up is the door?
20 feet.
20 feet.
About 20 feet, 30 feet.
Can you throw 20 feet?
Lilith just kind of
Lilith
leans in and
has
smiles.
wings.
This I would
I'd
love
rather-
to see.
Does Malice say that out loud?
Yeah.
Because Lilith is just like,
Lilith has wings.
I'd rather throw him.
But she can fly right up there.
oh, I do want to see the gnome get thrown in the
I
air.
kind of
So
do
do
too.
I.
So
I mean, on one hand, being thrown would be awful. Do you have claws?
I can.
Best not. I think I'll take the wings.
Do you like claws?
No, no, no. Can you turn your hands into pillows?
No.
And then, oh,
She just kind of watches as her nails turn into like long, deadly claws, and then they retract.
throw
back
me.
into
Okay,
fins.
take me. I'd like if
I'm gonna grab him by the scruff while he's
Wait, no,
talking,
hang on, wait.
and then just drag him up to the door.
No, wait, hang on.
You're going to try and throw him.
Ulrich,
Yes, my
get the
lord.
rear end of him on 3. We both toss him up.
He kind of tries to like grab a leg or something like that. What, you putting like your hands underneath his...
Like doing the rock.
You,
I'm like,
you're going
like
to do a
a
rock.
shoulder.
I'm literally struggling.
So you've got a
kicking.
shoulder and like a
Leg.
leg, and Ulrich gets the other side.
Right.
Okay.
Get ready.
Wait, no.
So you can make a strength check with advantage.
Child.
Okay.
Not you.
Well, not me.
Well, what are you doing?
I was saying I was like
wanna
struggling as best I
Disadvantage?
can while being grabbed by both
Do I get
hands.
advantage with
Yeah, you
Ulrich?
get advantage, yeah.
I'm
What did you
wriggling.
get? It'd probably be acrobatics for you.
17.
Acrobatics. Oh, that's 24.
So as you swing him back, his little wrists, like, he just kind of like, he's like, he purposely has like his coat, like, you've kind of got gripped on that, and he just slips out of his coat, and he just is like, "Whoa," like a little kind of like nimbly little
God damn it, no.
urchin boy.
We've
He
got
just
things to do.
slips out of his coat and then snatches it.
I don't need to be thrown.
Succubus, claw him and throw him up.
No, don't claw me.
Just
I'll grab my
Lilith.
coat back off him.
Lilith, my dear, do you think you could fly me up there?
Fly me. Oh, okay. Yeah, she's good too.
I can fly both of you if you require.
Well,
I am
works.
here to help for the next 3 days.
Just do something.
Very well. She'll grab Worthless. She has to kind of hook her arms underneath your shoulders. The wings kind of sprout out of her back. She kind of grunts a little bit and they begin flying. She hovers you 20, 30 feet up in the air in front of this door, which just basically has a sort of lever handle.
I've got nothing to see if there's any magic on it.
Would Worthless? Oh, she's pretty, yeah, she'd probably be a bit cautious, wouldn't she?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you can make a perception check.
She perceives a door.
There's a door there.
Can't see anything wrong with it. It looks like a normal door.
Lilith, my dear, can you see if there's anything unusual with this door?
there's a door there.
She's just like, it appears to be made of wood. There is some sort of handle. You are not exactly the lightest, my dear, if you wouldn't mind.
One moment, and then can I try and hook it open with my spear?
So you want, okay, so do you want her to fly back and then kind of give you a bit of distance to try and flip it open? Mm-hmm. Okay, so she kind of, she grunts a little bit, hovers you about like 3 feet back, so you've still got enough reach to just kind of try and get the spear, and then you pop it open. As you do, a series of holes kind of around the edge of the door fire needles out at you.
Oh, cool.
What's your AC?
19.
19. Okay. 1 hits. Misses. Alright, 2 of these darts hit into you.
Oh dear.
Are you immune to poison or anything like that?
Yeah?
Are you though?
Yeah, sure.
Are you though?
Probably not.
I'm going to assume that's a no.
Probably not. I'm resistant to necrotic and radiant damage.
Well, you take 3 points of piercing and then 17 poison damage.
Holy moly.
Oh, sorry, hang on. So 22 points total. Because
Cool.
it was 2 darts.
22, okay.
So
I'm just gonna be like, oh dear.
you watch as the kind of colour drains from Worthless's face.
Oh, thank
It's because Lilith had you under the arms, like they don't hit her. You're basically like a big shield.
Meat shield.
Oh, how unfortunate.
Yes, rather. I feel rather peculiar.
But the door does swing open.
Yeah. I feel rather peculiar. Could you set me down inside?
She lifts you over and sort of shoves you into the room. You can see what appears to be a large, quite lavish circular room. There is a quite opulent-looking bed. There is a desk with heavy manuscripts, big, thick-looking tomes. There is a display case, inside which you can see strange crystals and herbs. And the room is quite just well decorated, basically. It appears to be perhaps maybe some sort of officer's quarters or somebody of importance, and might explain why the door was trapped as well. She floats back down, picks the gnome up, flies him up, and just like, well, aren't you a lucky one? And she throws Tholshank in as well.
Thank you. As I'm going up, I'm like looking down at Taryn and just.
She floats back down. Good Lady Drow, would you care to join them?
Yes, please.
She like lifts you up, flies you in, pops you in, and then she flies down to Taryn. And she goes, now that we're a bit alone.
Oh.
Well, Ulrich is right here.
Oh, I don't mind him. There's, you're a capable warrior. You seemed quite commanding earlier before. Are you, perhaps, did you once used to be some sort of commander?
Why do you ask? Why is this important right now?
I just wish to know. I mean, after all, you are going to be a father, aren't you? It'd be nice to know something about you. And she just kind of grins.
Right now?
Oh.
Yes, I was part of an elite squad.
Were you
must know.
Were you the leader?
In a sense.
How curious. Why are you not with such a group now?
They weren't good enough.
Really?
Yes, they weren't in line with my beliefs.
What are those beliefs?
Glory in battle. They weren't glorious enough.
And what determines glory to you? Victory or something more?
Ultimate victory, power,
Ultimate victory and power.
and defeating those that are against Tempest.
Interesting. Well, you're a bit too heavy for me to lift. I can take your... what did you call him? Ulrich. I can take your Ulrich up if you wish.
Yes.
It's like... The dwarf is like, backs away for a moment. She's just like, oh, don't be ridiculous, and like
I'm
picks him
going to
up.
give Ulrich my rope as he does that. You're going to hoist me up when you get up there, Ulrich.
She like throws him in. Ulrich kind of stumbles, looks around the door, kind of loops the rope around sort of like some hinges on the inside, like a kind of like an iron thing set into the stone, like ties it off and then drops the rope down.
Yeah, I'm going to do a climb up.
Yeah, athletics check.
+6. 8.
With a rope, the DC is like 5, but yeah, it's like the heavy armor. You're just like, oh, this is actually a little bit tougher than I first thought, but you managed to kind of pull yourself in, or it kind of helps you in through the door.
Thank you. All right.
Is there any doors or anything on the other side of this tower, or is this the only
There is a spiral staircase leading up.
leading up?
I'm going to pull up the rope.
Sorry, leading down. You're at the top. I keep forgetting that you're at the
I'm
top.
going to close the door.
Okay.
Are you coming in?
She's already in.
Close the door. Right.
Okay.
This looks promising.
Can I go and look at the manuscript?
So you're looking at the manuscripts. What's everyone else doing?
So there's just weird gemstones and...
There is a large kind of glass,
Crystals
quite
and
well, brass hinges, or not like almost like gilded leaf hinges, kind of ornate sort of carvings on the wood. It's a glass kind of cabinet, and inside, there is crystals, some small gemstones, weird herbs, strange bone, and other kind of just weird materials that you don't quite fully recognize. In this kind of lavish display cabinet. Taryn, Worthless, what would you guys like to do? You're
Is there anything that can heal me?
in the immediate room, nothing you can see. You don't see like healer's kits or medicine or anything like that. You can see that there's a few cabinets, chests, wardrobes, various kind of bits of furniture to search, but nothing immediately obvious.
It's alright, you're doing better than me.
I'm going to wander around, sighing,
You're not looking very well.
and I'm just going to, as I walk around, just go and give both of them 10 points.
You get 10 hit points back.
Lay on hands each.
Okay.
Thanks, Mr. Shiny.
How much do you have left?
I have full usage, so I've got 10 left.
Okay. Nice. And you've still got your spells on you as well. So
Yeah. I use my divine sense. That's not channel divinity, though, is it?
No, it's different. You can do channel. You can do divine sense a number of days equal to your charisma 1.
Keep forgetting about my auras as well.
Yeah.
Can I look at the display cabinet and see if I recognise anything?
Yes, I would say that with your background, you recognise a few things. There's a little bit of crystallized ectoplasm, sometimes left behind by wraiths and things like that. The bone appears to be perhaps from some sort of monster, chimera, or a manticore maybe. The materials, the ores and the gemstones, you don't really recognise. They look like unusual or exotic materials. You would know that some of the herbs are used in potions or poisons.
Like the poison
But they
just
look quite
injected in
rare.
me?
Perhaps, yeah, probably. You're not quite sure what poison it was. You might need to like find the mechanism or whatever, test the poison basically to determine what type.
Cool. Would I recognise like that these things could be used in conjunction with each other to like do a certain ritual or?
Arcana check, I think, for that one would be. It's magic stuff.
There's a 20 like right there.
There is. You didn't roll it. What about the rest of you guys?
Manuscript.
So yes, sorry, you're looking at the manuscripts, Katie. So the manuscripts, there's several large tomes, and then a number of smaller ones kind of scattered around the room. Most of them seem to be kind of almost academic journals on magic, the study of evocation and the applications of lightning, potential uses. Most of them, you find that the books are split into 4 schools of magic primarily: evocation, transmutation, conjuration, and necromancy.
Can I look at the necromancy one?
Yeah, so the necromancy ones, the books here are mainly focused around the idea of the infusing of souls into items, into potentially into gemstones, into creatures like homunculus, things like that. There's also a little bit about the nature of negative energy, necrotic energy, as many scholars and mages come to call it, and its applications, what it can actually do, its effects on bodies. Lots of them tend to be medical journals. But yeah, there's definitely a theme running that it seems to be the books mainly focus on, that idea of necrotic energy, but also the idea of the infusing of souls.
Interesting.
So it all kind of seems
you
to
read
point in that
that?
direction.
I recognise any of this from like the teachings of.
Velshrun wasn't big on infusing souls. He liked more enslaving of souls and like the kind of like making people undead, which kind of traps their souls in their body. So it's not super familiar, but yeah, you identify it as this is pretty advanced necromancy. This is
Advanced
stuff
stuff.
that this is stuff that even the sort of higher. Zoen probably wasn't at this level. That he was still a student of Velshrun.
Yeah.
Is there anything in those manuscripts that just highlight any experiments that have been going on in this keep?
No, none of that. These are mainly other works by people like Elminster or other scholars,
Library
Mordenkainen, stuff like that. These are like old journals about the ideas of magic, not specific research notes.
But there's hints that this person that stays here has got
Well,
his own.
It's talking about fusing of souls into items and necromancy. That doesn't
Sounds
tend
delicious.
to sound. It sounds like we might be on the right path if people.
We're on the right path.
There are books and academic studies on all 4 schools of magic. It's not just necromancy, but the
This
fact that
isn't
there's
enough.
necromancy.
Yes, we need hard evidence.
Necromancy's the dead one, right?
That's
Yes.
the dead one, yes.
Well, sounds
Like
like the right
I'm-
path to me.
I'm quite
What?
surprised,
Oh,
no,
wow.
by the way. I'm surprised that you've not torn that cabinet apart piece by piece, considering the wealth
I
of
was
it.
letting this all happen.
okay.
But I was going to say that, like Reaper,
Yeah.
spinning around, yelling "die, die, die," instead of firing pistols, I'm
You're like,
spinning around
loot,
like
loot,
loot, loot, loot.
Okay,
Like, anything
well, what
that's
do you
like
want?
anything that's particularly like shine, well, not
Yeah.
shiny necessarily, but
Shiny.
anything.
You look
that-
at it looks like it has value. Okay, so there's a couple of things. One of the books Malice is currently reading is probably worth about 50 gold. It looks quite rare, an antique.
I'm reading it though.
But she's
Yeah,
she's
and
literally
I'm
holding it.
reading. I'm like looking over her shoulder as well because I love necromancy.
There's things like silver, like not quite vases, but like little silver pots that are holding instruments, little kind of like writing tools, pens, quills, pots, that sort of thing.
I think
There's probably maybe 70 gold's worth of just knickknacks.
okay. Are they? When you say knickknacks, is it things that are like just I don't know, like bronze?
Yeah,
Okay.
stuff like that you could fleece.
Ornate.
Paperweight.
Like a bronze paperweight. That's probably worth 10 gold. You can have that.
Okay.
That sort of thing.
Fair
the main
enough.
thing though is inside that cabinet. I mean, the gemstones. It looks expensive. Like the stuff that's in it. It's a locked, thick glassed cabinet. It looks expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd say you probably get about 100 gold's worth of just stuff
Mm-hmm.
from the room. But you suspect that the stuff in the cabinet might be worth easily like 400 or 500 gold. The gemstones and things like that all combined.
Tolshank.
But are you opening the cabinet? Is the main question because like
Probably
that's
trapped.
it's locked. You can see that it's got a padlock and it needs a key.
Oh well, since I've got into the, I'm enjoying this miming thing.
That's fine. You can keep miming. That's why I want to know. I'm assuming that's you taking all the knickknacks,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, and this is me.
Okay, so you open in the cabinet. Okay.
I'm standing far away from the cabinet.
Yep.
Oh,
So
oh,
the second that
God.
you do, hang on, I need to.
Can
get
I
this-
actually see into the cabinet and there is, or is it locked?
You just mind opening the cabinet.
Well, mine didn't say it. I'll open the cabinet.
Goodbye.
That's some pretty metagamey shit there, I would say.
There's something dark in there.
You're gonna
Why didn't
die.
I go for it?
You're gonna die.
That's the thing, right?
Farewell, child. It was nice knowing you.
I need to. Where is glyph? Glyph of warding.
I'm gonna get hurt.
What were the other two, by the way? Evocation, necromancy,
Conjuration.
conjuration.
Okay.
and
Okay, so you will be making. Hey,
a
I'll look
magical
up another
save?
fucking
Please
spell.
let me know.
I think it's a deck save, isn't it?
It's not a dex save, no, because it's not.
Whiz?
This is.
It better be.
This is probably even worse.
This is. None of you are gonna, because you're all gonna be making saving throws. What? So everybody in the room needs to make a Constitution saving throw as Tholshank goes yoink and opens up the cabinet, this kind of display cabinet. There is a kind of immediate poof, and a thick amber cloud of gas just fills the room. It kind of just flows out of this thing, almost like engulfing Tolshank, as this amber cloud completely fills the room. So Constitution saving throws, please.
You get +2 from my aura to your save.
You're a fucking idiot.
Luckily, Lilith is immune to. Is anybody immune to poison damage?
No, I don't think so.
13.
Yes.
13?
14.
14?
17.
17? I will make one for Ulrich. Oh, he has advantage because it's poison as well.
Oh.
Ulrich's like, he's going to take still damage. What'd you get?
6.
6. Okay, so the
Asshole.
anybody who got lower than 14,
What
sorry,
have I got 14?
you're fine. You're going to take half. So you're going to take poison damage. I'm gonna use
Well.
my My Little Pony dice.
I take full.
8,
Son of a
11.
bitch.
What did you roll?
13.
Oh shit, okay.
1 below.
Okay, so everybody except Malice and Ulrich, you're going to take 13 poison damage. You're going to take 6 along with Ulrich.
Wow, I got 17.
Oh, sorry, I thought you got lower than 14. For some reason, I thought you said 13. So you're going to
You're
take
okay
6.
as well.
6.
Yeah, you
I
take
mean-
half.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it was just me and Taryn that.
Took the full blow.
Lilith just happily stands there because she's immune to poison.
You idiot.
The gas does not disperse.
Gonna go downstairs then.
So you
Well, I'm gonna
You're an
look and see
idiot.
if I can see any glyphs or anything.
on the stairs.
Yeah.
Perception check.
I'm gonna cover my mouth.
14.
It does not help. This is burning your skin. Like it's so poisonous, your skin is absorbing it.
14.
14. Looking at the stairs, yeah, unfortunately you can see that there is, you don't know what it might cause. Every few steps, the steps are kind of tiled into individual bricks. Some of those bricks look like pressure plates. And the walls themselves you think might have holes or markings or something that might come out of them.
This entire tower is trapped. We can't go downstairs.
Well, in that case,
Get
I'm gonna
out.
run over and just kick open the door.
Yep,
Is this poison damage?
it is poison damage.
I'm gonna cast protection from poison on myself.
Okay. Does
Cheers.
that make you, I think that gives you resistance.
One
Have you
creature
got that?
is cured from poison gains resistance to poison damage and advantage on saves versus being
Okay,
poisoned.
perfect. So you'll have resistance, yeah.
I will go through. I've protected myself. You go
You
out
watch
the
as
other-
Don't know
the
what
amber
kind
cloud
it
does
is.
sink down, like it feels kind of up to your chest, but it's still burning, like it's quite heavy
Can I-
gas.
Can I see if I can climb up somewhere? Like,
Sure.
because
Yeah.
I'm quite.
Yeah, you can get probably on
acrobatic.
top of like the wardrobe.
I want to get out of it.
So you climb
So
up on
if I
top of the
can get up on
wardrobe,
top.
and I would say that that is enough to keep you just out of it.
Did I open
I've also
the door, like the 20-foot door that we
Yeah,
looked
that's what
outside?
Tolshank opened,
I
right?
just-
You
yeah,
kicked
kicked
it
that
open.
one,
Yeah.
okay.
So Tolshank kicks that open. You can see that Ulrich's rope is still coiled, still attached up there as well. But yeah, it's like a 25-foot drop down to the battlements, basically. The gas does not exit the room.
It's just dense.
You took an action, you've taken an action, you
Well, I
were
guess-
going to open the door.
yeah,
So I'm guessing the two you cast a spell, everybody make Constitution saving throws again. Because that's
Even
a
if we're
round.
out of it?
You're fine, because you've kind of quite, like, Malice is like perched like
I'm
a
like
cat on top of the
Spider-Man
thing.
on the
Oh
ceiling
my god,
here.
I rolled a 1 and a 2.
I got exactly the same roll. Another 3.
This time, in fact, actually, no. He would have taken 3 points of damage, Ulrich, because he was resistant and he passed his save. So, but this time he fails. So, who got lower than 14? Ulrich did. Kim is still
resistant.
working it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Okay, so everybody's going to take full damage,
I am
except you and Ulrich are now resistant. So it's 11, 12. This one's worse. That's
Ah.
going to be 19. So you and Ulrich take 8. Ulrich is looking a little bit. We should escape quickly, my master.
Get out. Now.
Okay, so everyone takes that. So, what would everyone like to do?
I'm gonna go to the other side.
Okay, with the spiral staircase leading down?
Yes.
Okay.
And detect magic with 30 feet.
I've already told you that
Okay,
it's trapped.
there is. You can sense that there is some minor magic coming from the stuff that was in the cabinet.
the schools as
tiny-
well.
Yeah, so very minor. There are no more magical traps.
Physical.
You can't detect any more magic sense. Oh, the one thing you do, there is inside the wardrobe that Malice is currently on top of. There is, you detect that there is a slight abjuration magic.
Don't
There's
open that
something
wardrobe.
it's something inside the wardrobe that's abjuration magic.
There's,
What's abjuration magic? Would you know
Protective.
what
It's generally protective
Right,
magic.
okay.
So there's one minor magical thing on this staircase.
No, it was
No,
there
it
was
was
a minor
in the
magical thing
cabinet.
in the
in
cabinet.
the cabinet.
That Tolshank
and
opened.
everything's physical down these stairwells.
I mean, based on what Malice has told you,
There's no magic.
You don't detect magical traps.
Okay.
It's like pressure plates.
So he moves over to there. What would you guys like to do?
Well, I see that Malice.
Ulrich is climbing down the rope at this point because that's what thing you told him to do. He's fine. Ulrich is like.
I see Malice on top, perched on top of the wardrobe, and I also climb up to whatever I can get on top of that's above the fog.
You're gonna struggle. The only thing I would say is maybe the headboard of the bed. If you stood on it completely vertically, your head would just be above.
But
The
the
only
rest of
tall
your
thing
body
was the
burn,
wardrobe.
wouldn't it?
Yeah,
But I'd still be in the fog a little bit.
you'd still be in the fog, so you'd still probably be taking damage.
And that.
Unless you want to climb the walls and just literally climb, like, but that would be a harder
Spider-Man
climb.
it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
But the gas shows no sign of going anywhere. It's just sitting in this 20-foot radius room, just like thickly kind of
Okay.
Down the
plugging it up.
stairwell, does it seem to disperse?
Once it hits the floor, it fades.
not-
Yeah, it disperses very quickly. It's basically filling up this chamber, almost like the guy knew it would fill up the room.
No, I think
So, what is Worthless doing?
Can I attempt to go down a little bit of the staircase, just out of the range of the poison, but use my spear to like touch the steps? And
It will mean going quite slowly.
Yeah.
So it means that you might still take a bit more poison damage because you'll be like still in it for a little bit, but then if you go, you'll avoid the traps. Okay,
Oh,
so
it's
Malice
the
moves
door,
up
right?
and you start testing
The
each
other way,
step,
yeah.
each kind of
Worthless.
brick, Worthless. The two of you have very similar names.
Oh, yeah.
So, just
Valix
both
and Velix.
Malice and Worthless, they're descriptive terms. I can't deal with it, right? So Worthless goes up and you start prodding each spear with the spear tip, each brick. On the first row, 1, 2, click, a dart flies out the wall. You do the next row, but then that's going to be another turn.
Yeah.
You're on top of the wardrobe
Yeah.
at this point still. You moved over to the side. Ulrich's climbed down. What is Tolshank doing?
I think I'm going to hang out or go onto the top of the rope and just hang.
Okay,
So,
so you're
I guess
out
it's
of
not
it.
leaving the room. It's, yeah.
Okay, so athletics check just to because you're hanging. You're not climbing down.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay.
22.
Yeah, you're fine. So you're gripping onto the side. So Worthless, Taryn, make Constitution saving throws.
Can I get advantage or anything?
You're still quite in it because it's really like
That's
testing
fine.
each step, like 6 seconds. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're still like testing the steps.
So I saved and I'm resistant. What does that mean?
So it means you take quarter
Quarter.
damage.
9.
9. So unfortunately, Worthless is taking full. So that's 13. Oh, that's a bad one. 19.
We're
that's
not hard
27.
enough to survive this.
27 points.
13.
13 down to 6.
Ah, shit. We have like no healing either. So we should probably just leave.
We're making our way down these stairs now, so we'll get out
Wow.
of the fog ourselves.
Lilith is just wandering around the room. She's like just examining things. Like she goes over to the cabinet that Tolshank opened and starts like piling things into like a pillow sheet. She just starts
I'm gonna
like putting
shout
them
back,
in there.
Succubus, there's nothing you can do with this fog.
I can try and disperse it with
Do
my
something.
wings. Very well. And she
Out the
grows her
door
wings
behind us.
and she starts batting her wings. It slowly starts drifting away, but it's going to take a bit of time for her to
When it
disperse it.
starts going out of the door, what happens to me?
You're right at the top, right? You're still at the
well, I'm
top.
sort of hanging like so below the door,
Okay.
like wall here, door. I'm like here.
You're probably going to be okay.
Okay.
I might have you take. Give me a Constitution saving throw because your hands are technically still just barely touching it, but it will be reduced damage.
Oh, son of a! Do I still have your +2?
Yes.
This wouldn't matter.
What's the
then.
range on it?
The aura,
Is
Well,
it
it's
10
only
feet,
10
15
either
feet?
way.
10 feet.
10 feet, you're not.
Okay.
He's on the other
I've
side of the
got
room. It's a
8.
20-foot room. You can take 4 poison damage. Since you're like, you feel your knuckles burning, like, ah! So she starts batting her wings, and it is slowly beginning to disperse out the room.
I'm going to be walking down behind Worthless.
Worthless, you go on the next 2 sets of steps, you find another poison trap. That point is pretty much that you can sort of hit on the edge, and with Lilith batting her wings and blowing it out the room, it's now enough that like you're still coughing, but it's not going to cause any damage.
As I'm going down the staircase,
Uh-huh.
I'm using grief to carve a line where we're walking.
Okay.
So it's around the pressure plates.
Okay. Yep.
Just the marking lines.
Yeah, it doesn't get marred because it's special magic quality, so you're literally just like it doesn't blunt it.
Each step is just like a little
Yep.
scratch.
Can I drink a healing potion, please?
Regular healing potion.
Yes.
7, 8, 9. 9 hit points. Glug, 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 glug. The staircase down leads to a door. When you eventually get there, you kind of test all the pressure plates. It leads to a iron-wrought wooden door. Malice and Solshank, eventually the amber gas gets outside, and then once it hits the open air, it kind of quickly disperses. And you can climb
I'm
down.
quite content on the wardrobe. I'm just gonna sit
like a
here and
little-
be
like a cat.
Just shout when you see something I need to come into.
We've reached a door,
Is it trapped? It's probably trapped.
more than likely.
I'm not gonna come down there until it's dealt with.
Is it good up there yet?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you want to give me another athletics check to like hold on while you've been like?
Well, I guess I'm about to try and climb back in.
Yeah, you're
that's
fine.
28.
Rolling
Like
around
Nathan
7.
Drake, you can hang there for years. Just you leap up in.
Make sure Ulrich gets back up here.
Oh yeah. I'm just gonna look over. And I guess is he looking up?
He's kind of scuffing his foot and like looking out on the battlements, looking around. He's actually kind of trying to keep an eye on the courtyard as well.
All right, just like a really faint sort of whistle sort of thing.
He looks for birds. He like looks over the battlement.
God's sakes.
Eventually, he looks up and is like, "Oh!"
Come on. I'm not gonna yell it or anything. I'm just gonna.
Big sort of corded, quite lean but still quite muscular dwarven arms. Like lifts himself inside.
Welcome.
While this is going on, can I be like, dearies, would you mind if I have a little sit down for a bit? Like, just a feeling.
Yes, why don't you go sit on a pressure plate over there?
He's such an asshole. Why are you such an asshole? He's being nice. This
You
fucking
can
room.
kind of see like she's just like almost gonna do something like push you onto one or something.
Taryn is pissed from what just happened.
Yeah.
Why
Her
are you
fault.
pissed at what?
She's clearing it for
So
you.
I suppose you are in his immediate range.
You're the
of-
only person on the stairwell that I can vent at.
Be nice, dearie.
All right, don't sit on a pressure plate.
Nobody sit on any more pressure plates. I'll kill you all.
I wouldn't mind a tall shank.
Lilith just like leans down. Are you all right, my dear?
Perfectly fine.
Good.
There are scratches in the stairwell so that you miss the pressure plates. See, I'm nice.
I wouldn't mind if the little man sat on a pressure plate.
What, the deep gnome?
Look, pressure
Yeah, right
plates.
now I have to agree with that one.
Listen, that was my mistake.
Yeah, you're right. It was your greedy mistake.
Physical traps, man-made things, that's fine. Magical traps, and that's just cheating.
Tall
That's
shank.
unfair.
Lilith swings the pillowcase full of all the stuff out the cabinet over her shoulder and just looks at you.
Was it good in there at least?
Oh yes, yes. Quite a lot of exotic materials for crafting magical weapons, potions, that sort of thing.
Any
Anything?
healing
Any
potions,
healing?
darling?
No well, if I could find a distillery, I could likely make one healing potion from the materials within.
Do you have any healing abilities?
Sadly
your type?
not. No. I have a number of magical talents, but healing is not, well, not really demon's thing.
But yes, dearies, I need to sit down.
Very well.
Cup of tea? Anyone want a cup of tea?
I'm not
No.
convinced that we should explore this entire keep, given that we've been one place and almost died.
Yeah, just some ineptitude of some greedy hands.
Regardless, there's so many traps here that it was
Or it
going
just
to happen anyway.
You can see it's like most of you who took quite significant damage. Worthless is probably the worst. Her skin is like really
Yep.
badly blistered. You can see a few boils. Like it's like an acid burn more than poison. It's like the skin has bubbled and blistered away. Ulrich's pretty bad as well. Like his skin's starting quite badly scarred and marked on his neck because he doesn't have any armor and like barely any clothing.
Yeah. Worthless isn't like complaining about it or anything, but
But
just
it
being
looks
like,
painful.
I really could do with a sit down. Yes.
She's being The thing with Worthless, this is probably also, you've only rarely seen her lucid. She seems actually quite with it because she's asking nicely and is very aware that she's needing to rest.
What is wrong with you?
But
Did that potion not do anything?
only a little. Drop me down to 7 HP.
We have like shit all HP.
I went from 71 to 7.
Would you guys want to take a short rest?
I've only got 7 left as well.
He's got nothing.
You've barely got anything.
I barely got anything to start with. I didn't take much damage, but I
You were,
barely
that's why
got
you were
anything.
like, I'm getting on this wardrobe.
Yeah, I was like, I can't afford to.
If we stay here for an extended period of time, the sun will set, the undead will rise,
They will.
and we'll be overwhelmed.
But-
we cannot escape.
At the moment, if either of these two go anywhere, they will certainly die.
Oh, yes.
Every door is trapped.
If they can die, it's fine. We can still accomplish our mission.
Well, I'm not gonna stay here with nobody else helping.
I'll be alive.
You're
But
not
for
much
how
help.
long, Mr. Shiny?
I didn't open a trapped cabinet.
Yes,
Who
but
traps a cabinet inside an already trapped room? I asked
You're a
him.
thief, you should know.
Magical traps, that's not my thing. I already said that once.
It
have you
should-
seen this staircase? Every 3 steps has a trap. It doesn't matter how many. They don't know the meaning of overkill here.
Evidently.
If you're so good with physical traps, perhaps you should take point.
In fact, I encourage it with my sword. If you do not open this door yourself, you won't make it out of this place.
Is there a physical... when you did a magical sense traps thing, didn't
It
you
was just
sense...
physical down the start.
Within 30 feet, I
Was that
couldn't
door-
detect.
Within 30 feet at the top of the stairs, he detected only what I said. Some sort of magical property inside the wardrobe of abjuration.
But not the door.
Not
But physical
not a magical
traps
trap.
are different.
within 30 feet. The door's within 30 feet. He didn't detect magic on the door.
Right, in that case,
But saying that there was poison and other damage on the stairs as well,
yeah.
right?
I've marked the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Terran's instruction, you can easily avoid the
I'm coming up,
pressure plates.
you're going down, and you're going to open that door.
Can I have a sit down?
Could I,
Yes.
despite the markings, could I still inspect that trap and any like rivets or holes on the walls or anything like that, so that I can then identify these in future?
Yeah.
If the I imagine that the traps will look very similar throughout the rest of the keep.
Possibly.
So-
Give me an investigation
I
check.
don't know.
Investigation is that's
I'm
17.
sitting on the wardrobe still.
How much?
17.
17. So the pressure plates, yeah, you can identify that there is some sort of mechanism. Some of the stone, the flagstones, the sort of like the top half has been cut. A pressure plate has been inserted, and then the stone has been resealed. So if anybody steps on it, it kind of triggers some sort of gas chamber that propels into a system, launches poison darts. You suspect that it has several in there. So although Taran Worthless triggered them once, if you were to run up and down the stairs without being careful where you stepped, you would trigger more.
Okay.
They're very well done. This is good trap craftsmanship. This is likely good trap craftsmanship. I said it correctly.
Good trap
It
trap.
took me a while, but I said it correctly. So yeah, it's very well made. If they use physical traps, there's not really any telltale markers. but you likely would know to look for good work.
Right.
It might help you in the future.
I'd also like to, away from where the poison arrow shoots out of, I just want to press it a couple of times, just see how many they've got in there.
Okay, so you can duck out the way and you begin. You have to put some significant weight on it, so it's kind of you have to lean down. But it fires 5 darts out of a single step, and then nothing more comes out.
Right. Okay.
Can I have a sleep while he's doing all
You can take an hour. If you're going to sit here for an hour, you may take a short rest.
Would all of this take an hour? I don't know.
This is taking about a minute so far. So.
And I'll go with that knowledge, I suppose, what little knowledge I gained from that.
You're going to investigate the door.
I'd like to investigate the hinges, the handle, the lock.
Investigation. And you're investigating handle, hinges, lock. Okay.
Right. 9.
9. So, with you begin getting out your thieves' tools. You go up to the hinges. You twist the
thieves'
hinges. You go up to. Is it just you rolled a 9?
I rolled a 9.
Okay, so you also, because you're proficient in thieves' tools, you add your proficiency bonus and your dex modifier as well.
So that's
6.
So basically think of it as
15.
a dex saving throw. So 15. So you begin doing things like you watch as Tolshank is prodding the hinges. He kind of wipes a cloth over the handle, checks it for any kind of hidden catches and things like that. From what you can see, the door is not trapped on this side. There is potentially a trap if you were opening it from the other side. You suspect that the hinge system, there's something off about it, but you don't think from this side you'd be safe. It is locked, however, and the lock looks complex.
right. Well, from what I can tell from both this door, the traps, and that door at the top, I mean, they're both trapped for stopping people from getting in. We're already in.
Yeah.
So whatever was in here that we needed to find,
Which was not in the cabinet.
it could have been.
It's not, though.
We haven't checked the wardrobe.
We're not opening the wardrobe.
I
I'm
thought
on the
Lilith
wardrobe.
went in.
No, Liv went in the cabinet that Tolshank opened. That's where she got all the potion and magic item
There needs to be
creation.
something of worth. We need to check everything.
I'm getting off the wardrobe and going to
You are
stand far
happy to
away.
leave because Tolshank's going to be opening it.
Is this all going to take an hour? Can I just sit down?
It won't take a full hour, but it will probably take 20 minutes. So, you can still take a short rest, and then everybody else can have a short rest.
Yeah, while this is all pottering around, I'm
You might
just
as well
going to
just.
sit.
Yeah,
in
Lilith
the-
comes and sits next to you
Yeah.
and just
You do it
happily
in the room.
watches.
No, in the
She
staircase.
lounges on the bed.
Nice bit.
Tolshank, you're on your own and you're going to open this wardrobe.
Gonna die anyway at some point, aren't we?
Yes.
Probably now.
If not by the wardrobe, by me.
Well, whatever happens, we're all a bunch of pricks. And I'm gonna.
Language theory! From the staircase, just hear me.
What are you doing? Opening it?
Is everyone sort of clear enough?
I'm
I'd
down
say
with
so.
It's certainly trapped.
They're not within.
It's-
I'll put it this way: they're not within 15 feet of it.
You don't want to check it.
It's so easy to screw with you guys. It's all I have to do is say stuff like that, and you're instantly
Well, there's actually,
Why
I know
would you
that to check
open
it,
it?
right?
You know,
You know that there's
it's
no magic.
trapped.
There is
So
magic.
why are you just
try
opening
and
it?
get
yeah,
But
it's
we
the
don't
magic
know it's
inside
trapped.
it. Yeah.
We do.
Tara
He
investigated
did
it's
dispel
trapped.
magic,
detect
detect magic, and he found that there was a glyph
There's
on
magic
it.
inside it.
Abjuration, but the magic
It's a
could be the item
protection.
that's
There's
on the
a
inside.
protection spell on it.
What's a protection spell going to do to me?
Tom,
Hurt you.
what would you like to do?
What is a protection spell? Because if
You
someone
can make
said,
an Arcana check.
Oh,
Is a protection
God.
spell what was on the doors?
15.
I mean, you don't know. Do you want to make an Arcana check? 15. You know Abjuration is a school of magic that focuses on protection. That can be protecting things. It can also be protecting people. It can be like magic protection spells. It
Right.
can be things like wards against demons. It can be things like magically locking something so that it can't be opened. It can be magical traps as well.
Okay, so it can be
It
damaging.
can be magical traps, but it is not on the wardrobe. It is something inside the wardrobe, is what Taryn detected.
I relay that to you.
I was picking up my book for effect.
such a prick.
I am. I can't help it. What would you like to do, Tom Hazel?
Have you died yet, Tolshank?
Not yet.
He's just stood in front of this wardrobe.
I've got my hand on the handle.
I'm just snoring down at the bottom of the stairwell.
Are you not even on like the bed or anything?
I'm in the stairwell.
You're just,
I'm
like,
just
sat on the
I found
stairwell.
the one safe spot.
And you're just
I'm
sat there.
I'm not moving. This old lady, she's hurt. She's just
Sitting there for an hour.
Yeah.
Listen, I need to know, are we satisfied that we've got everything we want from this
No.
place?
Not without the wardrobe being opened.
Could I...
The effort we went through to get into this place, we're not going without researching everything.
What would you like to do?
I would like to ask you if I could make some sort of check to see if I am ready. Like, I'm literally like,
A reaction.
not a reaction as such, but almost like to pep myself up to
Okay.
do it. And if I fail
Sure.
it, I'm just basically not going to do it.
Okay, wisdom saving throw, I would say. It's a bravery thing.
That's
Cocked.
very cocked.
You get +2 for my...
No. 4.
You're like, that cloud hurt. You're injured. Your hands are shaking.
We'll be able to find stuff elsewhere easy.
Would you like me to open the wardrobe?
Yes.
Okay.
But anything in it you can't touch until we've had a look and seen what it is.
Fine.
Wait. I'm going to run downstairs.
Are you okay? You're just going to run downstairs?
not run downstairs, not on the traps, but you know, like...
Oh, I'm glad that you made that distinction. Okay, so you're going to carefully like
Well, same
stepping
place
over
like
things.
everyone else, but
Okay.
I guess everyone else is hiding.
Well, I would imagine Taryn, Ulrich, and Malish are actually on the outer edges of the room. Yeah. They just stood away from the wardrobe.
Oh, okay.
Lilith kind of saunters over. Is going to investigate the wardrobe. She fails. She like looks around it, and she just is like. She kind of takes a few steps back. Dwarf, where's that rope? And he's like, no. He looks at you.
Yes.
He unties the rope, hands it to her. She walks up, loops the rope through the sort of wardrobe handle, ties it, steps all the way back towards Malice and Taryn, and then just boop, tugs it open. The wardrobe opens. Inside there are clothes. There are a number of robes hung up, like beautiful red robes with embroidered collars, trim all around them, kind of on sort of like hangers, basically hanging up. And there is a selection of them.
Enchanted clothes.
Well, do you want to cast Detect Magic again, or do you just want to look at them?
I've got...
Yeah, I'll look at them.
Okay, so as you kind of flick through them...
I don't want to touch them.
Okay, you don't want to touch them. So you're like looking at them.
I don't trust anything.
Most of them are very similar. Red robes, embroidered, very nice.
Oh,
they're worth some value. They're probably worth like 20 gold each, like to make. One of them, however, is clearly ornate, and you can sense that it has some sort of enchantment placed upon it. Likely,
has an enchantment
it is
placed
likely
upon it.
a protective robe.
A protective robe.
Yes, it is a magic item itself.
Yoink!
So yeah, one of these robes it's red. It has like a big red hood with gold trim all around the outside. Robes, the sleeves have these wonderful kind of arcane sigils wrapped around it, and it's quite menacing. It's kind of, it's got this Red Wizard of Thay kind of vibe going on about it. But yeah, you take that off. It's going to take you a bit of time to attune, however, if you want to attune to it.
Well, we're taking a short rest.
If you're taking a short rest, you can
I think
take a short
we
rest.
have to. We don't really have a choice.
That's a monster manual.
Well,
I
if
don't
you want
do
to
that.
die immediately.
Well-
Yeah.
Yeah, we have the same AC. So.
Just
Can I actually, looking
the
at the
fear of like, what's in this wardrobe? You just detected magic.
looking at all of the other robes, so there's a lot of red robes.
Yes.
I'm gonna.
They all
suggest
look
that-
important.
I'm gonna suggest that
We all wear one.
Everyone puts one on.
Yeah.
I'll do that when I wake up.
I don't suppose I've seen any short red wizards.
They are all human-sized.
Ulrich and Tull can like stand on each other.
Oh my god. Yeah.
If we have to.
If Ulrich and Tolshank stood on, if one sat on the other's shoulders, would it be the
gonna
height
be-
of
The problem
a
is
human?
Ulrich is very wide. Tolshank is a little bit thinner. And Ulrich, I mean, he's a dwarf, but he's like 4 foot something. He's not like a tiny person. If Tolshank stood on his shoulders,
Tall.
they'd be like whatever.
If he
They'd
sat
be like
on
7
his shoulders,
foot.
though.
Maybe,
7 foot wizard?
maybe.
It's one of those stupid things that no one ever gets away with.
Yeah, but it's funny though.
So the entertaining for us.
At this point,
I mean, it's going to be better than two short red wizards wearing very baggy clothing.
just
I mean, that's
tripping over
that's
the
definitely
ropes.
not going to happen.
I think just don't draw attention to yourselves and be stealthy.
You guys took a short rest. Are you spinning hit dice?
Yes!
All right, spend your hit dice. Katie, the robe is a robe of protection. So you get +1 AC and +1 to all saving throws.
Nice.
Cool.
You don't have any magic armor boosting items or anything like that, do you? And you don't wear armor as a monk.
No.
This doesn't count as armor, so you get the full benefits.
I just rolled 666.
But you do now look like a drow red wizard.
I've got a mask thing, remember?
Oh yeah, you did. You've got like a kind of
Yeah. So I'm
Venetian
hiding
mask.
what my actual self looks like.
So you kind of got like the hood up, the Venetian mask. It is not a very fashionable or fitting robe. It is quite loose. It is very old, like wizardy kind of style.
Cool. I've used all of my hit dice now.
I will spend all of them.
I had
I've only got
4
2
to begin
left.
with.
And I still didn't recover all my health.
Level 6, I think.
Right. I got.
Nothing like a good old room of traps.
Well,
That was
Was it +1 to all saving throws?
Yes, so it's +1 AC and +1 to all saving throws as well.
damn. That's
So
ridiculous.
what's your AC now?
17.
Nice.
nice.
I was gonna give it to whoever had the lowest AC, but then I was like, that's an Allura thing to do.
But
I
it's
ain't
also,
gonna do that.
you're really the only one that can benefit from it because the rest all wear like armor and stuff like that.
You're the
You
only
can't
one
wear
that can
armor and
wear
robe.
it because it will fit you.
Mwah.
And also, you
Oh,
have
yeah.
equal lowest AC
Yeah.
to me anyway, so it does
Yeah,
make
but
sense you
to
have
be
it.
honest, it was more of an Allura thing to be considerate, and she's not.
you're
So,
like, I'm
twat.
Malice.
Wanker!
Well, before we did a short rest, can I say that I barred the door with a grief?
Sure.
The one that's floating up in the air,
Yeah,
not the stairwell one.
sure. You are undisturbed for that hour. The spells and stuff, they didn't make a lot of noise, so you don't think it attracted attention. It was basically like whoosh of gas.
Has the sun set?
You don't know, you're in a sealed room.
Good point. No window.
No, there's actually not.
I
Dark.
guess it wouldn't be with there.
Etc.
Right.
This fucking one tower.
It was the fact that like you picked this one tower. I was like, okay, yeah, sure.
Right, well, this is 1 out of 4.
Yes.
We do this again.
We can go out the door with the drop, skirt around to this tower.
So the one on the waterfront.
Are we not going to try and pick the lock on the door?
Why would we? We can just go around the tower.
Oh, it's to the outside. Right, okay.
Yeah,
this-
the stairway
walkway.
down. There is a room below. Like the door will lead into a room, but it will be on the ground level.
Okay.
It will be on the lowest level.
I feel like if we keep it this level, this is where the good stuff is, because it's protected.
Well, we
Whereas
have
the
to
ground
go-
floor is where the undead.
We have to go down to the battlements anyway.
No, well, back onto the wall
Well, yeah.
and then skirt around.
But there might be a. I guess we couldn't have seen a door
The
from
stairwell
this
goes
tower
lower
to the
than
next
that.
battlement.
The stairwell does. It goes down to the battlement level.
Right. Well, we may as well use the drop. That's safe.
I mean, it's trapped on the outside, so. But then again,
Let's
I don't
not
know what's in
anyway.
that room. So, yeah.
Can't you pick it with your thieves' skills or something?
Well, I
like
can. I don't know
Go
what's
ahead.
in that room. There could be even more traps.
Go on.
We need to go.
We don't need to go there. It's probably going to lead the same place. It's back onto the battlements, so we should just go the
Well,
way
it's
we
just
know
the
it's safe.
battlements on the other side. And there was a walkway round this tower, wasn't there? So we could just go
Good
down
treasure.
and round. Unless. There's also traps there.
There's probably traps everywhere at this point. It's safer to just assume, yes, they are giant pricks who put traps on every single thing.
That'd give you a little prick.
It's a good indication that something of value is here. So let's go.
Alright.
I'm going to go out. Going to dangle off and start roping down.
Okay. So athletics check. It's not very hard. Easily done.
Boom.
Taran makes his way down. You can see that the sun has indeed set pretty much, and nighttime is over. You don't see an increase in undead though.
Gonna climb down.
Okay, everybody who's coming down, athletics check, with the exception of Lilith, who will fly down.
Can Lilith give me a little lift?
Um,
Little lifteroo?
she could. Are you asking her to?
My darling, would you be so kind to help an old lady?
She like lifts you, floats you down because it's not too hard to glide down.
I give her a little kiss on her cheek.
She
Thank
just
you.
kind of like
23.
23
10. Did you say athletics or acrobatics?
athletics.
Okay, yeah, 10.
10. Yep. Everybody gets down fine. Ulrich is the last one.
Now
He kind of like flicks the rope a little bit, and then the knot comes loose. And
Cool.
keep hold of that.
oh, I cannot close the door.
Lilith, can you close the door, please?
Flies up, shuts it. Of course. You need only ask.
Now, Lilith,
Yes.
if you'd be so kind to skirt round the tower, make sure nothing's trapped.
I will keep an eye out. I'm not going to risk myself. The wardrobe seemed fairly innocent, but I will fly, and if I detect anything I think suspicious, I will let you know.
Try and be discreet.
She flies up in the air. I will try. Then sleeps around. That's a 1. As she flies around, she returns a few minutes later. I see nothing to indicate traps. It is an open walkway. The guards are currently down by the waterfront, so this is your best time to move.
Let's move.
Okay, you skirt round. Are you taking any precautions?
I'm
Are
putting
you...
Ulrich
Keeping an eye out
first.
for...
So you shove Ulrich in front of you.
I guess I'm just actively.
I pulled Ulrich back and shoved Tallshank in front.
I'm just watching this from behind, kind of giggling to myself.
Okay,
But also, I'll be doing my tapping spear thing. Like,
so you're behind Tolshank, maybe just like tapping away?
no, all of them.
Oh, you're behind
I'm
all of
with
them. just-
Taryn, like, yeah.
Like,
Okay.
yeah,
You can't see me because Taryn's in front of me.
Yeah, Lilith lingers between the two of you.
And I'll probably be actively looking for like little tiny arrow holes or.
What is your passive perception?
12.
Okay, great.
If
So
I'm actively doing this, would I
that
not
would be
have-
an investigation, and you have to stop moving, and you are like,
Oh, I can't just walk slowly and just.
that's perception. Perception is you looking for stuff. Investigation is you like, is this coke can?
Right.
Trapped. Whereas passive perception is like you like looking for pressure plates,
Oh,
looking for little holes in the wall.
Okay, I
and
would have
stuff
thought
like
like passive perception is just in general, whatever you do, you have 12. But if you're actively like trying to hone on it,
If
you'll
you
get
if you want to purposely like look
Look for something
around,
specific.
you can do that. Again, it will slow you down massively because it will be like you moving close, like
I mean, yeah.
then perception check.
Okay. 20.
Natural 20.
So looking around the immediate area, so
I do it
the
at full
curved
speed.
the curved walkway that goes around, you don't see anything to indicate traps here.
Alright,
You see the battlements look over onto the city and onto the road, and that's pretty much it.
I'll press forward.
Okay, you make your way round the curved part of the wall, leading to the second battlement going along the southern side of the keep. That seems to go down for about 20 feet, and then there's a staircase that goes down and carries on to the next tower.
Is there a door on the left into that central corridor?
There is a door, as you come round the watchtower, there is a door which goes into the tower that you just levitated up.
Yeah.
And there is a door that seems to lead into the level that the staircase that you was trapped would lead down towards.
You mean this?
Yeah,
And then
I don't want to use the map too much. So yeah, there is a door basically on this side.
Is there anything into that left?
So I guess that's the door to the bottom of the stairs.
That exactly.
Yeah,
So there's
so it
like a
would've just
walkway
led out
that's
onto
like
that.
that, and then you guys. I don't want to use the map too much because the people can't see it.
Okay.
So it's more for just pointing out stuff to
The
you.
door that was trapped on the outside that we saw inside the tower.
Is
It
there?
appears to be that one.
And there's no.
Open it.
It's just
Yeah.
battlements to the other tower.
With a
There's
staircase
stairs
leading
that
down,
goes
and it
down.
goes to the other tower.
So-
Yeah.
Nothing on the
stairs.
left that can allow us to go left into this.
No, unfortunately
Not
not.
there.
No, that's actually a building lower down in the keep
Right.
itself.
Right. So there's stairs between us and the next door.
And that's near the coast. That's where the people are.
Yeah, but we're higher up at the moment.
You are currently.
Can I see where the patrol is?
Yeah, you can give me a perception check.
Can I Hunter's Bane that?
That's for tracking. It's not like you can see them through walls.
Survival?
That's tracking as in following them and stuff like that. Or knowing magical information about them.
Natural 20.
Yeah, they've
Where the
actually.
fuck were you?
So you can see that they are currently just investigating the area right at the bottom of the tower. They're kind of there's like a small kind of not quite campsite. You think that perhaps it might have been for like almost like a ship's post. There's like a few benches. There's like a small wooden shack, and the white is currently just sat in there. And you can see him eating something. Looks maybe like it might be an arm. And the Minotaur skeletons are just kind of stood stoically not moving at all. And he's currently based at the very bottom of that tower that you're currently heading towards.
And they don't look like suspicious or like, looking for anything. I relay the information to the group.
If we keep to this side of the battlements, keep low and quiet, we should be able to get to...
Okay. You want to make your way to the door?
Can we look at the stairs? Because all the
Perception
stairs
check.
are crap.
You're just like, I hate all stairs now.
I mean,
Because Mark is mean.
No.
everywhere I'm going, I'm basically doing that sort of
Okay.
checking thing.
It's pretty slow going at the moment. It's maybe taking you like a good sort of like 5-10 minutes just to get this far. Because
13.
Tolshank's like, whoa, looking around. Nothing there.
11.
13.
13, 11. You don't see anything on the stairs. It's nothing to indicate that they could be trapped.
I'm going to make my way down.
Okay.
Keeping low and
So-
to the side.
Stealth checks from everybody. You have disadvantage because you're wearing full plate.
I get +2 to my own presence for saving throws.
It's not saving throw, it's a skill check, stealth.
You're right.
Clanky, clanky. I'll make one for Ulrich. Ulrich's pretty quiet.
19.
19?
17.
17. How bad was yours?
7.
How bad was yours?
2.
2. So, as you're moving along, the 3 unarmored people, low and quiet, you barely make a sound, like mice scurrying along. Then you hear, bing bong, ging, ging, ging.
Stop! Make sure everybody's quiet.
What's that? You hear from below the watchtower. Clank. The white and the minotaurs begin to move. And you can see Worthless peeking over. They are heading towards this staircase that is leading up directly towards you guys.
Is it between us and them?
Yes.
Okay. I would like to... Seeing this... So there's no way we can get past them without, like...
They are coming
They're coming towards
you.
us right
Okay.
I'm going to give you, like, 1 round.
I would like
Because you had a 20 on your perception, so you know exactly where they were. You're keeping an eye on them.
to put the light cantrip on my ball and throw it at the white.
Okay.
This is a terrible idea.
Yeah.
So, Worthless pulls out
I'd like
a
to
small...
retcon that.
No.
Ah, fuck it, YOLO.
No. You pull out... Worthless is like... She pulls out like a small ball, like a child's toy. It glows brightly, and then she pops up over the battlement and throws it at the white's face.
I hate all of you bastards.
It hits the white in the face. Intruders! Kill them, you blundering oafs!
Doesn't it hurt him?
It does not. His sunlight sensitivity, not light sensitivity.
Can they be blinded or anything?
Light's cantrip is not bright. It's like there is spells like daylight, which causes sudden big bursts of light. The light cantrip is like having a torch. It's like me flashing a flashlight at you, going like, "Are you blind? Are you blind yet?"
I mean, yeah. I mean, I've been sat under this light for the last however long, and I'm blind.
You're not blind. So the minotaurs, both these huge minotaur skeletons, begin charging up the
Can I change
stairs.
the colour of the light?
Yeah, sure.
So it just changes.
It just changes. Like it bounces
I'm
down the
just gonna throw it,
stairs.
and
disco
then
lights.
these guys are gonna be like, whatever, shocked, and I'm just gonna be like, no, wait, just wait, and then it's gonna change colour, start changing colours.
It's like disco, like.
Yeah.
What have you done?
That is going to be initiative from everyone,
For
please.
fuck's sake. We literally have no way to heal from this now.
Just run away.
There we go.
And Taran's going to die. He always does.
Got nothing. TPK.
You're so optimistic today. You're so optimistic.
I have
So
like
ready.
no hit
Touch
points.
him, you'll be fine. Run away then. Do stuff like, climb up something and throw things at them.
I have nothing to throw.
Throw worthless at them. Throw tall at them.
Yeah,
He's good to throw.
I'm a good
I have
cannibal.
nothing to throw.
Like, lever off some flagstones and throw them at them.
Taran, initiative.
6.
Malice.
5.
Tolshank.
19.
Worthless.
19!
Ulrich.
19 club.
I like that you replicated that. 19.
And Lilith. Lilith is at a whopping 5 as well. Ulrich is at 7. So, the white does not chase after the Minotaurs. The white begins running off towards the large keep.
really bad.
Joy.
The Minotaurs are so worthless or Tolshank. Both of you may choose who goes first.
You can go first, worthless.
I would like
So the
to-
Minotaurs, I will point out. So at the moment, you're on like a 10-foot wide battlement that is about 40 foot above the kind of cove where the landing below. The stairs are a 5-foot narrow stairs, and the Minotaurs are basically in single file heading up the stairs towards you. So that's where you guys roughly are. Taryn is at the front because he was leading the way, and then I'd guess it would be Tolshank, Malice, Worthless at the back.
Tolshank was leading the way, wasn't he?
Taryn was the one who said, I'm going to move forward, everyone be quiet. So I'm going to assume that he basically started making his way down quietly.
Okay. Okie dokie.
So what are you guys doing?
I would like to.
Is he within 30 feet?
Yes. Yeah, they're about 30 feet away at the bottom of the stairs.
Check.
No, 40 feet, sorry. It's 40 feet down.
He's 40 feet away.
Yeah.
Was modified.
Raps.
What are you doing?
I was thinking of doing blindness, deafness with my Smurf Goblin magic.
Smurf Goblin.
Could I hit the white from where I am?
Not with a melee attack. He's 40. He'd now be 70 feet away from you, running towards the keep.
Okay. Can I do something?
I mean, I assume that you can. Yes.
Okay. I would like to invoke the Rite of Dawn.
You've invoked. What does that do? Radiant energy on your blade.
Yes.
Okay, so that's your blood curse, right? You have to activate Crimson, right?
Yes.
So level in hit points, take away. Mm-hmm. So you watch. It's a bonus action, I think. So Malice, the head of her spear, worthless. She cuts it with her hand, and a radiant energy begins to glow out from the spear itself.
And then. Speed. Is he like below? Can I like drop down on him or?
There is a 5-foot narrow stone staircase, 40 feet down. They are coming up at it directly
he's,
towards
like-
you. He's 70 feet directly
So I
away.
can't-
No.
I could probably throw it, but I don't want to like use my spear.
Well, you're gonna make a decision.
It would be really nice. I like my
Do
spear.
that then.
Actually, it
This
can only go
is the
60 foot.
slowest slow motion fight in the world.
Let me attack a Minotaur. I'm going
So
to
you're
attack a
going to
Minotaur.
charge towards. So you move about 5 foot in. You go 30 feet down the stairs, and then you're going to attack a Minotaur. Okay.
Mm-hmm. 19.
19 is going to hit.
Um,
They do not look particularly hard to hit.
so it's 5
Yes.
regular damage.
Yep.
And then radiant damage.
I will tell you now. Radiant does not deal any extra, so just total it up for me.
Do it with elemental. Hold on a minute. Is it undead?
It is undead itself.
Then you get an extra 1 point of damage.
Okay.
Just because Rite
Yep.
of Dawn. So it doesn't do any extra damage like my Gwandao. No, it doesn't, does it?
I don't know how the class works. This is on you, unfortunately, Kim.
Yeah, I need to.
Have a read of it. Just tell me. So, what did you roll?
6. No, 5, and then 1 more for
So 6 points.
undead stuff.
Okay. Second attack.
18 plus
gonna hit.
5.
Yep.
Same again, 6.
So 12 points total. Okay, so you rush down to meet this thing in the face.
Oh. Plus 2 to spear as well.
So
So
14.
it's, 6, 12. No. So it's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 in total. Like both attacks did 16 damage total.
Right, okay. Cool. Okay, so yeah, you run in, the spear lashes out, you kind of strike with these 2 powerful blows. The skeleton, you chip into parts of its larger bone structure. It doesn't obviously react to pain, so it just kind of stumbles a little bit as you kind of thrust your weapon at it. Tolshank, what would you like to do?
I don't suppose there is such thing as a delay action, is there? So I can't
Yeah, you
save
can.
my turn for a little bit after.
But
my
that
turn.
will basically, it'll put you in a new initiative order. So you would be the very last person to go in every future initiative.
In all future ones?
You basically get an initiative of 1.
Fuck, okay.
So you can basically say, I'm going to go last.
And I can't just do that for 1 turn.
No.
Huh.
It's kind of, think about initiative as how quickly you react. If you then were like, wait for everyone to go, everybody else is then. You got to think of it kind of.
I see.
You know,
okay.
the game mechanics is trying to represent like everybody doing actions at once.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Okay.
That's how I'm going to house rule it. Somebody's going to probably tell me I'm wrong. That's how I'm house ruling it.
No, it does make sense. The stairs going down. Are there walls either side? You said it was narrow.
It's actually very like it's just like loose stone stairs.
5 foot.
It's very narrow.
And I suppose it's a 40-foot drop.
From the top, yes. Malice is worthless. Sorry, has run down 30 feet and is engaging the first Minotaur who moved up.
And it's just steep. It's not like a slope or anything. It's just steep.
Steep down.
Right. So in that case, wall we're on, staircase going down. Could I, if I'm about here, jump off the wall, down at the sloped wall, so that I almost hit the wall, make contact with the slope down, about halfway down, at least to slow the fall to the floor, so it's not just a completely.
I see what you're doing.
drop.
So you're doing a bit of a Nathan Drake. You're going to jump off. You're going to like grab hold or like kind of almost like
Bounce off.
slide off the stair
just to-
wall
to
to
slow
get
the
down to the
descent,
ground.
essentially.
Sure. You just give me an acrobatics check. This sounds like a perfect thing for an acrobatic rogue to do. Cool. Tolshank is like, leave it to me! Ah, whoa! And you trip on your own feet, and you stumble off, and you fall 40 feet to the ground. You can make another acrobatics check to try and reduce the damage to tuck and roll.
That was a 10, by the way, total, including
It was a natural one.
That was a
Natural
natural one. I'm gonna... You fucked up, son.
I mean, that's an unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20. Okay, so I'm gonna reduce the damage. I'll reduce the damage by 2d10.
Thank you.
So you're going to take 14 points of damage. As you land, you manage to tuck and roll, but that hurts so much.
It was 40
like,
feet.
You basically, like, you just dropped 40 feet. You kind of like hit the wall like a Wile E. Coyote. Like you jump towards the wall, but you just face plant into it and then just fall the remaining feet. Like, rah! And you kind of, and that's going to unfortunately be your movement as you are prone.
Oh God!
So you're like laying on the ground.
Is
The white
now?
He's like, I'd say you jumped like 20-ish feet forward, so he's like 50 feet away.
50?
Yeah. He was 70 feet away from the...
I thought he was like. I thought he was 40.
That was the Minotaur. The white's 70 feet, because he was 40 feet and then he ran 30 feet towards the
Oh
keep.
hell! I mean, I was doing all this so I could get within range of blind/deafen. I'm gonna end my turn here.
Well, you could, if you don't want to take an attack, like, do you have a ranged weapon? You could shoot him.
Have I got a crossbow with one bolt?
I mean, there you go. You
I can-
pull
I
that
can
out and
see the
shoot.
white
Yeah,
from
you can
here.
shoot him and you're only, it doesn't impact your ranged attacks.
I want to shoot him in the leg.
Okay, sure. Yeah. I will also, if you hit with this, I would think that this would be very surprising. So I'll let you do sneak attack.
Yes.
What's the total? Was that a natural one? Or is it- It's a 4.
So
What's
I
the
guess
total?
the total would be a dex, wouldn't it? But I don't.
It's
have
a ranged
proficiency.
attack, so
it's
it's
a heavy crossbow as well. So I
it's-
definitely can't use that.
No, you are. You're still proficient. It looks heavy, but it's still just a normal crossbow.
What does he add to that?
It's like
I
a
guess it
dex
would be my
weapon attack.
proficiency and my dex, so
Yeah.
that's 10.
10 total.
Yeah.
Just
It
picture
hits.
what happened to him. He literally went, I've got this. Fucking stacked it.
Landed his
and then
like
swayed around with a crossbow. And then
this one bolt. The bolt. Unfortunately, the leather armor of the white just absorbs most of the bolt as it sails past.
Is he surprised though? Just,
He's like,
I quit.
right, you later, guys. The Minotaur.
oh my god.
The Minotaur, with you in its face, worthless. It's going to try and basically barrel past you up towards Taryn and knock you off the thing. So he's going to make a strength charge check. So can you give me a strength check or a dex saving throw? Strength or dex? Not. Just roll an athletics or acrobatics check. Is what I meant to say.
what is?
Athletics or acrobatics?
You get an extra 2.
It's not a saving throw. It's not a saving throw, so you don't get
9.
the plus 2. 9. So you are pushed off. Give me a dex saving throw to see if you can grab the lip of the stairs. This you do get a plus 2
Plus
to.
2.
Dex.
Dex saving throw. Cool.
4s everywhere.
So
Six.
you're only going to take.
7, 8.
So you're only going to fall 10 feet. So you take 5 points of damage as you are pushed off the stairs.
Fall to the floor.
You land on the opposite side to Tolshank. As this Minotaur barrels past you, knocks you to the side, and then charges Taran. I'm going to give him disadvantage on the attack roll because he had to charge past Worthless.
What's going on?
So he's
Yeah, we just can't roll today. It's one of those days.
Something terrible has happened.
18.
You've lost your touch.
I had 2 natural 20s earlier, and that's it. I'm dead.
Shit, where's my AC on this thing? 18.
18. So
It's
unfortunately,
perfect.
it does just hit you.
What kind of damage is it? Is it a non-magical weapon?
It is a non-magical weapon, and it is slashing damage.
Reduced by 3.
However, it is one of the largest great axes you have ever seen in your life. The blades are probably the size of a large dog.
That's
Compensating.
Taran's
Just compensating.
scale.
11...
I've got
Oh!
15 points of damage. So you reduce that by 3 because you have heavy weapon master, so you take 12. As this huge great axe. What?
It's an additional d6 damage.
There you go. You'll remember that for next time, won't you?
Yeah, it's way too late
Just
now.
like-
It's been like 2 turns.
You'll remember it for next time. Failure is the ultimate teacher, as they say.
Dyslexia.
Yeah, it's plus. I did think that sounded strange that you
Yeah,
get
it
1
didn't.
extra damage, but I don't know the class, so I can't help you on that one, I'm afraid. So yeah, this Minotaur charges up, hits you with this huge great axe.
Is there 1 Minotaur or 2?
It's 1 in your face. The other one is gonna jump down on Tolshank because he's prone on the ground, and it like leaps off the
my
thing.
God. It's so dead.
So, no.
The great axe comes into Tolshank for
Oh, shit.
Who wants
He's got, like,
to
not much
live
25 points of damage.
forever?
As this giant, like, all these bones. The Minotaur is going to take falling damage. He's going to take 2d10 falling
to
damage.
God, I've got 1 HP.
Forever.
The Minotaur took some heavy damage from falling. It took 14 points of damage, but this great axe just slams into Tolshank's back. Blood sprays everywhere.
Mark, I've never lost a character before.
Well,
This might be it.
it might be it.
You'll be fine.
Right, so
Lilith?
that was the Minotaur's go.
It's too late to add another character to it.
Ulrich do you have like any spare weapons on you or anything like that? Do you have like a dagger or anything that you carry?
Nope.
Okay, in that case, he's literally gonna just try
Why not
and
give him something?
he's just gonna try and aid you by he's gonna pick up some loose rocks and just start throwing them at the Minotaur to
Distract
distract.
him.
He's gonna give you advantage on your next attack with a help action. So he's basically getting in his way. He's like, "Get off, you boneless brute! Bah, you skinless beast!" And he's gonna try and do that. Taran, it's your go.
Grief is coming out.
Shing!
Let me hit you back. And I'm going to use Great Weapon Master. -5 penalty to +10.
So you get advantage, though.
And it's going to be a Divine Smite.
Well, you can do that if you hit. So yeah, and you have advantage. Good job, you have that advantage.
Wouldn't even call that a roll.
Yeah.
Right, remember you have the
-5.
-5.
1, 12, 11, 10 plus 7. 17 to hit.
But -5 because you use Great Weapon
did that.
Master.
He did that already. He took it off of this.
13 -5 plus 7.
Yeah, so yeah, 15.
Yeah.
13 -5 is 8. Plus 7 is 15, right?
Yeah.
Right? 15 still hits. So you kind of take
Math.
this big, heavy, epic swing with Grief, smashes down.
I'll get +10 to this.
You get +10 to the damage. Plus, if you want to make it a Divine Strike,
I fucking
a
do.
Divine Smite. So it's you spend spell slots,
It's level 1 spell slot.
but because it's undead, you get an extra D8.
Oh, sweet. So it's 3d8 extra radiant damage.
Yep. Plus a
Jeez.
D10, plus your normal weapon modifier, plus 2d6 for Great Weapon.
How come Radiant does stuff to...
It's Divine Smite. It's not because it's radiant damage, it's because it's Divine Smite. It's like when you said that the undead, it takes an extra d6 and stuff like that, you said. Or it takes an extra 1,
No, it
whatever.
takes...
8 normal
Wisdom.
slashing.
Wismos, yeah, so it's the same thing.
8.
Don't forget, you can re-roll with your...
the
You can
1.
re-roll the 1 with your weapon fighting style.
13 slashing. 13. 13. 14.
Hang on, let's just work this out. So remember that. So that do your
13
Divine Smite.
slashing.
No, that's the
Yeah,
attack
no, but
roll.
he rolled 13
Yeah, but
damage.
I put that to remind myself.
Oh, I see. Okay, right. Okay, good. Yeah, okay.
And then I got a 1 for radiant.
4, and then the next one was a 4. So 9, 10. So 10 radiant.
And 1 more.
No. Because you already rolled you'd roll a 1, then you rolled a 4, then you just rolled a 5.
Okay.
That was the 3d8.
Yep.
What is wrong with you? I'm literally watching you roll these dice. So you rolled 10 radiant, you dealt 13 with your 1, but is that with the power attack, with the Great Weapon Master?
No. I
So
need plus
23 plus 10, 33 points of damage. As you kind of swing Grief, this huge heavy blow comes smashing in, and that was to the one that had already been damaged.
It doesn't scream because there's no blood.
No, it doesn't. That's the thing. It doesn't
Sad.
That's good. Good thing.
Not sad.
You watch as you almost cripple this Minotaur. It's like most of its bones clatter to the ground, scatter across the stairs. It's semi-limping, but you can see it's hanging on by
Second
a thread.
attack.
Second attack. Are you going to Great Weapon Master this one?
No.
Okay.
14 plus 7.
So normal hit.
And then 2d6 plus 4.
Yep, rerolling 1s and 2s.
12.
Another 12. That may be enough. In fact, it is. The second blow, you swing with Grief. The first blow kind of smashes this thing to pieces. Divine energy blows apart the whole thing. And then you bring the second one down, and it just destroys the remaining Minotaur skeleton.
Is this creature within 30 feet of me?
Yes.
Can I invoke Blood Curse of the Fallen Puppet?
Yeah, what does it do?
Use reaction to make it attack a creature of my choice.
It's dead though.
Yeah?
But I'm guessing
But if it's dead, she can bring it.
like make its like
Reanimate it.
arm
Yeah.
swing and
That's why
attack.
it's called Fallen Puppet. Can I make him like jump off and land on the other Minotaur?
The thing is it can make him attack, it can't make him move. That's the only thing I'm trying to figure out. So it
Make
would
it fall.
probably throw its great axe. You can make it do that towards the one on the ground because it can't move.
That one there.
Cool.
Yes.
So it'll basically like with its. You watch as Worthless kind of reaches out a fist and it kind of animates itself and it throws this huge great axe towards the other Minotaur. And it's still going to hit, even though it was at
Wow.
slight disadvantage.
That is a hell of a weapon too.
17 plus 21 points to the
Nice.
other one.
Holy shit.
I've been waiting for so long to use that.
Just like this huge axe and just smashes into the other Minotaur above Tholshank's body as it's obliterated.
It's been 10 episodes.
Malice.
How far away is the white? 70 feet.
Yeah.
So, can I?
You're the one that can get to him.
Yeah, I want to get to him. So I can use a dash as I can spend a key and
To do dash as a bonus action.
as a bonus action.
And what's your base speed?
45.
So yeah, like you
So-
go 90 feet without spending your main action.
Do I need to spend a?
A key point to do it, yes.
I need
you
to
will.
spend a point,
Yeah.
so that's fine. I'll go and do that,
So
So
and then
you
I'll
watch as Malice just kind of, there's a quiet moment. When she opens her eyes, she
going
becomes a
to do
blur. like,
The Flash!
yeah, very flashlight.
Actually, before I do that, I am going to say to Lilith, stop him from getting to that other tower,
Done.
and then I'll go and do it and stand in front of him, and I will attack.
So you still have your main action, so you can't flurry, but you can make your normal 2 attacks.
Okay. Natural 20.
Natural 20. Katie
I
Luck. Yay! So double weapon die.
You took my
so-
luck.
I've had it for
Three,
like
2 months now.
six,
I
No, but
10.
10. Yep. So the first fan blade. Living monster. I shall destroy you.
Only 12.
12 is not enough, unfortunately. The second one, he kind of manages to duck, and you can see him now pulling free 2 short swords. He's just like,
Stopped him at
I'll
least.
suck the life from you. Lilith takes off into the air and flies down, where she looks at him. She's like, unfortunately, miserable creatures like this are immune to my charms. However, they're not immune to these. And she just gets her claws and she attacks it twice.
Always seeing
The
a
first one,
positive.
however, he ducks under, and then the second one is actually going to just hit as her
Sweet.
claws sink in. That's going to be 8 points. She kind of slashes into him, and he's now being assaulted on 2 fronts, and he's like, demon wench, get away! Are you not sent here by the one who summoned these others? And he's like, fighting across the others.
Are you not sent here by the one who summoned the others?
The
Interesting.
remaining Minotaur, oh no, he's already gone.
It's my go.
It is indeed Tolshank or Worthless.
You went first before.
Uh,
So wait, how many whites are there now?
1. Well,
There's only one
There's
white.
only one white.
And
There's 2
one
Minotaurs,
skeleton.
1 white. Yeah.
There's only one Minotaur left and the white.
Okay.
how damaged does this dude look?
The Minotaur, pretty bad. Like, he's not as bad as the one that Taryn first initially hit, but he's still not looking very. There's bits of pieces of
17
bones.
plus.
So to get to him, you will need to
5.
jump down 10 feet.
No, I'm already on the ground.
She did.
You knocked me off.
Oh, I knocked you off, didn't I? Yeah. So you just run around the other side. Yeah. Easy. I did. I
So
forgot I knocked you off.
17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
Easily hits.
So 6 regular, 3 radiant, plus 2 more.
So 11.
11.
Yep.
Plus 1 more. Yeah. 12 from
Did you
radiant.
add your extra D6?
Yeah.
That's
I
everything,
think, I think
yeah.
she's done that.
Yeah.
So first attack, so the spear strikes in, the radiant energy blasts out. Still standing, you can see that the bones are still holding up just about. Second attack. Probably that's going to hit.
That's 15.
Yep.
So 1d6, 3, 7.
Yep.
Plus 2,
9.
3, 4, 5.
Okay, so this one nearly cripples it, but it's just like a few of its like spinal bones and arms are still just barely holding it together as it's trying to raise its axe for one final strike. Tholshank, what are you doing? It's bringing its axe down
I
on you.
am.
Stab
so
it,
still
stab
alive.
You're
Just
next
about.
to worthless, so you get sneak if you hit.
Stab it!
It's just about. It looks really ramshackle though.
Swing and. I mean, it's a bare kneecap.
Kneecap.
The mace.
It's a
Swing
bear.
and just smash. If I can get the full swing for both kneecaps at the same time.
Okay, so it's going to use your mace, so it's going to be your
double
strength-based attack.
God. It rolled off a 1.
16.
That's a hit.
Oh, sneak attack, because worthless is
He
there.
doesn't get sneak attack because he's not using a finesse.
Ah.
But trust me, just roll your damage.
Oh. Okay, 1.
Kneecap.
It's enough.
4.
As a
Okay.
hit.
It's enough. It had like 3 HP left.
Okay, good.
So you swing and you basically knock out its 2 kneecaps and bones. The legs crumple, and then as the rest of it hits the ground with force, the bones just shatter. A big Minotaur skull does land over your head. Comically.
Is it within range of the white?
No.
Okay.
The white's like 30 feet away.
30 feet.
From
Yeah.
you now.
So I still have my movement.
You are prone, so you'll have to spend half your movement to stand up.
15.
But I do have dash as a bonus action.
You do have dash as a bonus
Does
action.
that mean I only have my full
So
speed?
you could
basically?
get.
So you can get to the
30
white.
could
You won't be
get
able to attack
45
him, but you can get next
Well, I've
to
got
him.
25 feet.
Go stand at him.
Oh, you have to.
But
so-
half, so he basically spends 15 to get up and then 10.
Oh,
so-
I see.
But you can
Okay.
get to him, you just won't be able to attack.
You just look at him.
I couldn't, I suppose, like, I don't know, charge him or, like, knock him or something. I
You
guess
can
if
try,
he-
yeah,
if
if you want to try and barrel him to the ground.
Right.
May as well.
While,
Kneecap.
I can't kneecap, but
But you
while
can
dashing
go
and
into his
running,
kneecaps.
I want to sort of arm up and yell at these 2 that are attacking him right now, do not kill him,
Okay.
and I will like try and like charge him and barrel him in.
Okay,
down.
so you've got this giant Minotaur skull on your head, and you just start.
Well, in that case,
And you try and charge
roll
forward.
head first at him.
Yep. Okay, so you're going to give me a strength check. He's going to make a strength check.
16.
Actually going to beat him, I think. So why don't you roll 2d6 for me?
I don't want it to kill him. That's the thing.
You
Wow, double
Oh
six.
my god.
The luck is mine, Katie. I've got it back.
No.
Only on 6s.
Please.
Let me just check, because I didn't think you were going to kill him.
Oh, shit.
I mean, my
You won't kill
intention.
him. I know your intention. No, you don't anyway. So you watch as like these giant Minotaur horns stick into the creature's back, and then as Tholshank pulls out, the head sort of breaks off his head, and now this is just giant Minotaur skull stuck into this like white's back as he's like, ah!
Alice is
Been
just quite
surrounded.
impressed right now.
So is he basically like very, very, very low HP then?
Yes, Minotaurs are dead. Ulrich just looks at you.
Let's just walk over to...
Very well.
Could you get my ball, dearie?
No.
He can't. He's been told. So Ulrich just starts walking over with you. Taryn,
been
you
told.
just walk over
Yeah.
quite calmly. Like these two just
Gonna kick
saunter up.
bones and stuff out the way
Yeah,
as
just
I walk.
kick them as you
Yeah, I'll
go.
saunter over as well.
Malice,
Okay, fine,
on your turn you can.
yeah. Okay, fine.
Malice, she'll go.
So he looks super hurt.
Yes,
And I
he's
did
not in a
yell.
good place.
Can I?
I did yell, do not kill him.
Can I hold my fan blade up to his throat, but try and pull the weapons out of his hand rather than attack him?
You would have to, you make an attack roll to try and knock the weapons out of his hand because you wouldn't be able to. But he's still fighting. He's still got his weapons. He can fight you back.
Natural 20, you accidentally slit his throat.
No, I won't check with it.
It was to make an attack roll basically, but
No.
he basically, as you go to kind of try and knock his weapons out, he's actually quite deft with the weapons and he kind of spins them around and he's fighting you back basically. He's not injured to the point where he can't defend himself. Even if he's got being surrounded, he's still like looking around in ways that he can hurt you.
Lilith, restrain him.
I can try. I'm not particularly strong, however.
Is
do you
there
want to do anything
anything
else?
that I can do to try and?
You can just try and grapple him.
Basically, yeah, because
Yeah, that'd be a
I don't
strength
want
check.
to. I'm not strong.
That's
I don't.
the thing.
If I attack him, I risk killing him, so I can't really attack him.
You're more of a killer than you are a grappler, so
Yeah.
it's kind of difficult. So you're just you can
I'm
go
gonna-
defensive. You can
I
defend
will, I'll
yourself.
still defend myself.
Yeah.
but,
Well, I'm saying you could take the dodge action.
Yeah, I'll do that.
2 step in the wind.
She doesn't even need to because she's not attacked him
Okay.
really. So I'm just going to say as an normal action, she can take dodge.
I'll take that then
Okay.
and ask
Yeah.
because I can see that Taryn and everyone's coming over anyway. So
Yeah.
this guy's outnumbered. And
Yeah. So Lilith is going to try and restrain him. She's not particularly strong, but that was a pretty good roll. Unfortunately, he's like she goes to grab him and like try and pin his arms, but he kind of like he manages to like throw her off. And it looks like he's going to try and make a break for it again. It looks like he's going to try and run. So you and Matt and Lilith can both make attacks of opportunity.
Would Tolshank get one as well?
Tolshank does as well. Yeah. You remember, you guys can, if you deal enough damage to kill him, if you just say, "I'm trying not to kill him," I'll just knock him out. I mean, he's an undead. He can't really be knocked unconscious, but you can basically cripple him.
Alright, I want to punch him in the back of the head as he's walking away.
Okay.
Jesus.
What'd you get?
So what is this?
Just normal attack. It's an attack of opportunity.
With...
Your weapon.
Any weapon you want.
Alright, yeah, 16.
16. What'd you get? Nothing. You're the only one that hits him, Tolshank.
Sword cane to the back of the head and
Yep.
just knock him out.
Okay, so damage.
1d6.
Do you get sneak attack? Because he's.
If you want sneak attack, he has to use a finesse weapon. Basically.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
He has to
do
use
that.
he has to use his sword, the
It was
actual
just
blade.
3 damage.
3 damage. He kind of stumbles. He manages to get about 30 feet away.
What? 3 people around him.
Yeah, it is 3 people around.
Someone
him.
grab him.
Wriggly bastard.
Can't roll. to catch.
Aaron.
He basically starts
He's way
running
too
around the
close to that
corner.
thing now.
As he gets around there.
Should have just attacked him.
So yeah, that was his go as his breaking free. Tolshank and Worthless.
How far is he from me?
From you, he's now 30 feet away. Just around the corner.
Can I attack him but not kill him?
Yeah, no, you just run up to him.
If he's unconscious, how long will it take for him to come back up? Is that like...
It depends.
Because I don't want him unconscious.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Fair
he is
enough,
undead.
isn't it?
He probably won't be unconscious. Rather than you can just basically pin him to the ground.
Yeah.
Like you can damage him so
Incapacity.
much that he has no energy to fight with.
Right.
14 on the first one.
That is just enough to hit him. He just barely doesn't avoid the blow.
God.
5 regular damage.
Mm-hmm.
And then 1 elemental damage.
So 6.
Plus
Plus
2 plus another
so
1.
3, so 9. Yeah, that one, you stab him, he stumbles, you can see that like this kind of black ichor is leaking out of his legs. He's got wounds, but he's still just struggling on.
And then we like
Second attack.
yield.
His
Can I
legs.
attack him? But can I like go for his legs so he's like?
Yeah.
I'm kind of like.
I'm taking that as that's what you're doing instead
Slicing
of
up
trying
his
to kill him.
Achilles
Yeah,
tendon
yeah,
and stuff.
absolutely.
Nice.
17 plus 5.
That's going to hit. You're going to do enough damage with just the basis that you basically... You can roll. Let's see what you get. You go for the legs, and instead you actually, with the spear, you actually pierce all the way through, and the spear sticks into the ground, and then he's just like, bah! And he falls flat down onto the ground.
I'd be like, shush, dearie.
Shut up, wench!
run
He's
up?
like clawing, he's like trying to reach out, and you can feel like his hand is deathly cold, and it's trying to like draw life energy, but he's like so weak, he's like, He's not being quiet.
Be a good boy.
He's not being quiet. He's like, I shall drain the life from you.
Can I try and
Can
like...
are we still in initiative, or can we move up
Well,
to
is
him?
it?
He's dead. He's effectively defeated.
Can I go up to him and cover his mouth so you...
Well, I've
Can't
got
talk.
a rope, and
Just
I
with your
want
hand.
Have you got
Well, I was going to go up and use my rope,
Use a thing,
literally like
tie it round.
tie his legs, tie his arms,
And
and,
then-
also one round his mouth
in the
as
mouth?
well.
Yeah, you can do that. He can't resist, so...
Can we pull him back?
And I want to,
away?
also look around to find some space that is safe.
So I mean, same as the quietest place would be back where
The
you came
shack,
from, like
yeah.
the shack and things like that. So you can drag him along that way where you fought the Minotaurs. He is not quite like he's like. "Ah." When you get close to him, you can definitely feel that if he could properly grip you, he could probably try and suck the life out of you. But with his hands bound, he can't really do that. So you drag him back, and you drag him all the way over to the cove, and he's just kind of.
I would like to
He looks like
retrieve
a walker.
I want to retrieve my light bulb.
Yeah, you put that on.
We need to interview this man
Interview? How polite.
and interrogate. And after I say that,
Lilith is like, oh well, if you
I
accomplish
feel
that, it would be
woozy.
quite impressive.
I collapse.
Okay. Tolshank collapses. What HP are we on? 1.
One. Like now my adrenaline has like run dry.
He's just out. Oh dear.
I'm going to cure wounds him.
What a kind soul.
Because I need him to open doors and traps.
That's Taryn's
use the
thing of
corpse,
like,
though.
you are worth me healing because I can use you.
Yeah,
You
pretty
can
much.
still use his corpse to do that though.
Not as well though, is it?
Not as well.
A corpse can't pick locks.
Like we did in Uncharted territory.
Oh wow,
Sorry,
that's some
Moody.
good healing there, buddy.
I know.
Oh god.
You
Charisma
get
mod.
a
We've
whole
rolled so
heap
many
of-
ones tonight. It's
3 hit points.
ridiculous.
Thanks, pal.
Whole spell
Wow.
slot for that.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, we can't heal. We
Okay. You want to interrogate this thing, this creature. You really think it's got information?
Whatever it is, it resides here. It must know what happens here. It must have spoken to the Red Wizards or whatever. If there's material gain in intelligence that we can get from all these towers, that's great. That's physical evidence. But this thing
no, I agree.
can tell us everything.
I
All
agree.
right. Reveal its mouth.
So-
Are we as far away as we can be from these buildings? Yeah.
Unless you were to go outside the keep.
I'm going to put grief,
Outside the enclave.
like, positioned just above his throat. Yeah. Making more unnecessary noises. And this is going through your neck. I shall feed on your souls. Really,
What a nice fellow.
absolutely can't do that. Go on. What do you wish?
Who controls you and all the guards and everyone here?
I am controlled by none. I am walking death.
Who hires you?
Who summoned the rest?
Feed me.
No.
Then I shall tell you nothing. I do not fear you, life breathers.
I've got Oath of Conquest aura. There's disadvantage on being frightened. So I can do Conquering Presence.
Okay.
He's probably completely immune to being frightened.
You don't know.
Can I
Well-
think whether he would be?
You can make a religion check.
When I was
Yeah, I can
doing
make him frightened too.
that, you know the radiant damage I did to him? Like, did that seem to extra hurt him?
No.
Okay.
It seems it's more that it's if he were in direct sunlight, he's not very effective at like combat and things like that. He doesn't have vulnerability. 8. There are some undead which can't be frightened. There are some which can. You know that clerics can turn undead. That they are frightened when they do that. You don't know. I will say that with that check, you are neither you are not confident either way. It could work, it might not.
As I am speaking to him, I've got my cane. I'm sort of like gently tapping around his body.
Let me feed.
I'm like gently tapping around his body and just sort of like tapping little bits here and there. After, shut up. After, please. After you leave this mortal coil, where is it you wish to go?
I am eternal.
Eternal. Well, what if I told you that I could make sure that after death you saw nothing, you had nothing, just blackness, darkness? Would that does he?
Darkness will consume you.
You said that there were others summoned. Who summoned them?
You
What are
will
they doing?
find them soon, I'm sure.
I
They will come looking for me.
Not if there's nothing left to find. I'm going to do my conquering presence channel divinity while slicing one of his arms off. with
Okay,
Grief.
what's that? Is it a saving throw?
It would be a wisdom saving throw.
Where's my knife? Can't find it.
what are you looking for?
Oh, there it is. So, wisdom saving throw? 8.
Yeah, that fails.
What, is he frightened of you?
Yeah.
You cut off one of his arms. No! No! And he's like trying to get away from Taryn.
What? Get away from me!
Tell us everything you know.
Nothing. I know little. I was brought here by one of the wizards.
Which one?
I do not know his name.
The
He
red
took
wizard?
me. He took me.
What does he look like?
He wears red. He has a beard of black.
A black beard. Interesting.
Ah.
Where does he reside?
In the city. And he took me from there. Told me to guard this courtyard.
Is he here now?
I do not know. He fled. Get away. No.
Are there others here? Are there
Screaming.
others here?
Yes, some. A demon he summoned to guard this place.
A demon.
Yes.
Where?
He like,
The last I saw it, it was searching through the barracks for treasures.
Is that in the middle?
Yes.
And what is in the big building in the corner?
Death. He slaughtered them.
For necromancy?
What do you mean?
Or did he kill the people of this keep?
He killed them.
Right.
What research are they working on?
I do not know. He brought me here to help him. Well, I killed some of the guards. He left me as a guard. Get away!
You remember that blackness and nothingness that he threatened you with?
Yes.
It's very close to coming now.
I've told you what I have.
I know. And now you're worthless.
Hey.
I'm going to cut his head off.
He's dead.
Grief doesn't taste blood, so it doesn't scream.
How rude.
Rude.
I'm worthless.
Well,
He's not worthless.
It was a good word to use.
That's why
quite
it's my name.
the discovery, clearly.
A black bearded wizard.
I must say, quite impressed.
What with?
Your skills in combat. Same with Worthless. Malice is useful. The gnome is amusing.
Anyway,
I saw
they
you
said that
jump
there
off.
was slaughter in the bigger building.
Yes, probably using them for their undead needs, which means that's where the experimentation's happening. The barracks,
That's where it's hunting. We don't want to go there.
What
that's
did
the
he
demon.
say about a demon?
The demon is in the barracks.
Right.
That's
Hunting
the
for
last
treasures.
place. Hunting for treasure.
It is a shame that you did not leave him alive shortly. I was going to inquire what sort of demon. If you could describe it, I could have told you.
Could have interjected at any moment.
I didn't want to interrupt your most impressive intimidation.
Use the puppet thing.
Worthless can speak infernal.
You want to talk to the demon?
Could be a friend.
Well, would
If
not
it is
make
a
more sense for
demon,
Lilith?
I will tell you now. Succubi are neither demons nor devils. We are infernals. And demons, they are not like devils. They do not make deals. Demons like slaughter. They like death and blood. You may be able to speak with them, but my advice is to be very cautious around them. They are not known for... If you manage to strike some sort of deal, it is likely they will not keep to it. They are also likely to simply attack you. If they see you as more powerful than it is, they may be willing to speak with you. But, again, you should not trust everything they say. They are creatures of chaos, unlike devils.
I'd like to avoid it at all costs. And
It could have useful information. If it was summoned by the one who attacked it here, it is likely to know more than this undead creature, but at the same time, like I said, it is
dangerous.
difficult. Yes.
And are we prepared to face the demon right now?
Tolshank can't even stand.
I can see sounds.
I'm going to grab him by the chest and use my last 10 lay on hands points.
10 hit points.
Sweet.
If we can find, I'm sure that they must have some sort of alchemical station here. There is enough materials from what I recovered in the cabinet to at least create one decent healing potion.
Do so.
I will need to find some tool. I need to find a distillery or something.
Let's look in this tower that's closest to us in the corner by the sea.
Very well.
Then can we visit the slaughterhouse? That sounds fun.
I'm sure it's wonderful.
Shall you have the gnome check it for any more obstacles?
Of course. That's his duty now.
Great. Right.
You're on death's door anyway.
Yeah, true. Why waste anyone else?
I will go check it out.
Yeah.
We're going back up to the wall, I guess, and then...
Yeah, there is a door
There's
at
a door.
there's a door at ground level as
Oh,
well.
okay.
Oh, is it?
Can I frisk the white and see if there's anything on him?
Yes, he has 2 short swords, some studded leather armor, and that is all, really. He
Can I
doesn't
give
have
it to
anything
Ulrich?
else. What'd you do?
Just like, do you want these, tiny man?
He looks at them,
I think it'd be wise.
goes up, picks up the short swords.
Check them for rust and...
Oh, these are terrible weapons, my lord, but they are serviceable.
Is there any disease on them? I'm going to check, because I'm a paladin.
They're rusted. It's
that-
tetanus, maybe. But, it's grimy, but it's not poisoned or anything like that. Yeah, the leather armor looks like. I mean, he can basically take off the jerkin and some of the shoulders and put that on.
Yes. Protect yourself.
Starts putting himself on. He basically uses one of the short swords to cut parts of the leather off that's too long for him, and he starts adjusting it to fit himself. Basically gets decked out in studded leather and has one of the short swords. I'm not very good with 2 weapons, my lord, but one should
I'm
provide
going
me
to
something.
cut him off and say, if you have any intention of stabbing me in the back, I will kill you.
That's Mark smiling, not Ulrich. Like, Mark is smiling because I find that amusing. Ulrich is like, of course not, my lord.
You would never think of doing such a thing, would you?
No.
I'm just behind Taryn and I kind of like lean around, look at Ulrich and be like,
He just looks at you very seriously. He's like, no, I'm here to serve.
Good. We're all going to survive this if we all work together.
and I just look really innocent when you turn around, like,
Like keeping one's greedy fingers away from cabinets without
Well-
inspecting fully.
Let us let the gnome take care of the door.
Can we perhaps get rid of these bones and bodies?
We can tuck them into the sea, I imagine. It's close by.
Just because
But perhaps
we don't need to alert them that they have intruders.
that sounds wise. Why don't you and Worthless take care of that?
Why?
I'll do it.
Very well.
With Worthless and Malice. You can go with Tolshank
Very well.
and inspect the door.
Very well.
That seems reasonable to me.
All right.
yeah.
Liv comes up behind Tolshank.
While
You
I'm,
don't look very well.
Honestly, I felt about 29 HP better. I felt better. Sorry, go on.
She just looks at you. It's like, no. Would you like me to kiss it better?
Does your kiss heal?
She just smiles. Fangs, little fangs pointing out from her teeth.
I'm going to guess it doesn't, does it?
Quite the opposite.
Better not then, I think.
Crack on then.
Great.
Your friend Taryn is quite impressive in combat. I didn't realise he was actually skilled. I thought most of it was bravado.
Honestly, I didn't see much of the fight here.
No, you were too busy falling on your face.
that's It's really tickled you, hasn't it?
What I've seen of
But
him...
you should be rewarded for effort, if nothing else. And she pats you on the shoulder.
Was that the reward?
Would you like the kiss?
It doesn't heal, so no.
Well, you should be quite nice. I do hold the materials to make you a potion.
Well, let's hope we come across some sort of thing. Potion building thing. That's what they're called, right?
Sure.
I will have to ask, actually.
Sure.
What do you actually want with Taryn? I know you said...
I think I've made it quite clear what I want.
You made it very clear, but to what end? Why?
You know what? You amuse me, Gnome. So yes, I'll tell you. Do you know what happens when a succubus and a mortal mate?
It gets very loud, I imagine.
It does. That's quite correct. But the offspring is a creature known as a cambion. Have you ever heard of such a creature?
No.
Well, they possess many of the powers of myself and our demonic brethren, but they have something you mortals have that demons and devils don't. Demons and devils are we're literal concepts in a way. We are sins and we are beliefs manifested into being. You have wonderful ambitions and unending possibilities. A cambion has the benefits of both. I'm looking to have a son or a daughter that will go on to great, great things.
And these great things, demonic great things, or great things, like ordinary person great things?
Depends on your definition of the word, does it not? I see great things in many ways. I see them as a ruler, if nothing else. Perhaps here, perhaps somewhere else.
And it has to be Taryn?
Well, it didn't have to be. He provided a convenient physical specimen, but now that I've witnessed his combat prowess, I'm beginning to see, yes, quite a wise decision on my behalf. In fact, I may even speak to him and request his assistance later on.
I'm just throwing bones into the sea in the
Just like
distance.
tossing bones in. But, of course, I will speak to him. I've come to respect the man a little bit more. Just between us, of course.
Just between us.
You wouldn't want, you are looking quite worse for wear. And she just kind of grins and one of her claws extends. With the others away, it'd be so easy to just... And she kind of leans in and whispers just like, "Ooh, having such power of life and death in your hands, it's quite intoxicating."
Is it? Listen, whatever warlord you plan on creating with Taryn, I don't really care. As long as I have mine and you have yours, and we never cooperate again.
Well, that's a shame. There will be opportunities to work for such a great person, I'm sure. You have your uses.
And you have yours.
Very good. Well, and on that, we're going to end today's episode because I think that is pretty much bang on.
And thank God, because I really need a
We're
week.
over.
Are we over?
Yeah.
Oh, damn, I didn't realise.
Extra
So,
special.
thanks for watching this episode of Dead Reckoning. We will be back next Wednesday, 6 p.m. GMT, 10 a.m. PST, here on
Time zone.
twitch.tv/